bit extra prize pool could actually have a mammoth effect in towards next year.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. I mean, especially for some of these teams that are kind of like the lower echelons of the ranking. It's like, what, maybe like the 50 to 40 mark?
Yeah.
If you want to nab some tier 2 LAN invites, if you're in the top 30, you would be in conversation. So this could mean inching closer to that ever important mark. So even if there is no chip at the end of this, that little bit of cash might make that trip home a little bit sweeter.
Well, Kindo playing up on box, boosted up, and he actually just struggled to get involved in the kills. How is he still alive? He's been the first person spotted. He's still going. How? How does Kindo even get away with one? Never mind two, and no one dying up towards Serbia as well.
That's ridiculous, man. I mean, that crossfire is very easy to break, especially once that surprise factor of the boost box player is dead. But unfortunately, Sweden just don't have any potency there. And I will say, I want to consider fatigue on both ends.
Sure.
And see just like, now that Emmy and Plopsky have lost the best of 3 already and have to play into this one, how do you dig yourselves out playbook-wise on either end?
Yeah, I feel like I'm actually more concerned about Sweden, if I'm going to be honest.
100%.
Just because they, I think, would have sort of had this thing in their own mind of, because reigning champs, favourites go back to back, and you know the favourites in sort of every best of 3 they've been facing. Oh, Choiv does very, very well there for this 3. But yeah, you know, it's one of those where they would have come into that previous game and they would have had this mindset of like, yeah, we're the best team in this tournament, we're the highest rated team in this tournament, we're the #1 seed, being the reigning champs, but also just being the players that we are. So we have the absolute, you know, we have everything needed to win this, and actually, in a similar vein, win it the sort of way they did last year. But you know, we had a brief conversation about this. And obviously it's you know, hindsight sort of proved it, but I do think the Sweden teams last year was stronger than this year.
Oh yeah, no, I'm completely with you. I think that team had a better caller in ZTR, and you had a better anchor in
Bobsky. I also Bobsky as well.
Yeah.
Bob XD, sorry, not Bobsky. Bob XD. I was thinking as a support player, he, for me, maybe if, you know, if we're talking about kind of the direct changes, I think Nilo's a direct upgrade.
Right.
But Bob XD was incredible last year. I don't know, you know, out of nowhere, his impact was ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's still doing good work over in Sweden, so.
Yeah, and Sus too, right?
Yeah.
I think you're spot on.
Yeah.
That twin dynamic, man. You never know on
They
land.
genuinely had so much chemistry, I mean, as you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
So, well, we'll see what Sweden can do here in the purchase. Aileen, initially, you've got a late Conlurk, but it's got to be Kindo, it's got to be Emmy to see if they can find anything. The MP9 comes up with nada, and now Sweden can scale in pretty comfortably. Easy gunfights, all T favored. And Sweden look poised to find themselves their first as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and honestly, there's probably even a notion here for Dragon and Choiv actually just to save.
Oh yeah, not even bothering to look in this situation.
Yeah, that's what you consider that Choiv doesn't really have any long-term cash. Just keep on what you've got. You're going to rebuy fully into the next round. Kindo's going to have the AWP out as well. Kindo, we've seen some really nice moments out of Kindo on that AWP. He's looked really, really good. So I'm wanting to get this guy activated as early as, see what he can sort of bring to the table. But a really good round nonetheless from Sweden. Don't really break too much of a sweat as they barrel in towards the A site. And they make it look pretty simple. And this is the sort of mirage that, you know, we wanted to see it towards the first series, or well, yeah, first series of the day, we just didn't.
Well, what I want to see is not, from Sweden specifically, is not right now. It's when they flip over sides.
Yeah.
Because I feel pretty comfortable with how they've been calling their offense. Nearly had that reverse sweep to make this a competitive mirage against Romania. But it was the defense that significantly looked worse than it usually is.
Yeah, because he had a 7-5 half on C-side, didn't they? And then it kind of drifted quite rapidly out of contention. Looks like pause of a technical nature as I'm looking at whoever's sitting on my left-hand side. That is Choiv, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yes, it is. That is Choiv. Because he's the only one who wears glasses.
Good on you.
Oh, what can I say, man? I'm just
You're on it.
I'm that
You're
guy.
on it. Mm-hmm.
you know what they call me? Himothy.
That is what they put as a nickname in your Wikipedia. If I recall correctly.
You be damn right. Will I though?
Himothy Kane.
All right, we're back on the way, round number 4. And I think that as well, with that all button play, this is where we can actually get to see Kinder do his best work. I would assume he normally, when he plays Mirage, 1 or 2 positions generally. Either out through corner, they want to make a little good play, or he plays it for his window position and actually likes to boost up on that. 1 or 2 places. The standard places for that all, but Kindo, very strong when he gets going. Nice shot for him. Up close, Emmy has to support a Kindo, and Emmy was there as a supporting factor, but Kindo does the job.
Yeah, very active right now from Kindo. Taking the top mid fight, taking an A main fight as well, and winning both of them. Puts Sweden in a precarious position. I mean, you've still got Nilo as that factor in apartments, always ready to strike, always able to find an incision back, but right now, he doesn't really have the inclination of going out just yet. He needs that A main contact. He needs at least one pick to come back one way. But right now, Serbia are locked in a place. Beautiful little triangle of doom that'll have to be disassembled by Sweden. I don't fancy their chances.
That's a good volley. It should spread. No, it doesn't. So Emmy actually has a float there, and Dragon and Collins, they combine. Well, it actually ends up being a very, very easy, flawless round. In that previous series against Portugal, the main man in the first 2 maps in particular was Collins. So keep an eye out for what this guy brings to the table. He as well, you know, I think for me, I always bring up Kindo when I look at this side, and Dragon's also a name that gets thrown around quite a lot, but Collins maybe gets as a bit of an unsung hero at times, and he can put up some serious numbers in his own regard.
100% agree. I think when I think about Serbian riflers that I want to be excited by, I definitely put Collins at one of the higher ends of that list. He's done a lot of good work over the years. And still hasn't had that breakout land just yet, so
sure,
this could be that opportunity to celebrate Serbian CS and have a 3rd place finish. But a posturing here from Sweden again. Leave a top mid lurk later on, but look to just have this execution. Jungle smoke in, Molly down on top stairs, and here comes that hit.
Kindo. First time doesn't go so well, but he will dip away, just a little bit worried over towards that Palace pop. They're creeping their way forward, and they will work for that first from Nilo. Spam is doing a fair decent amount of damage, and ooh, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna say Murray's running towards top con. He's getting close. Dragon eventually dropped. And Kindo, who's meant to start this round, probably, unfortunately, can be left in not a lot. Misses his shot, should get punished! Stop what is happening! Finally. That was a little awkward, a little weird, but a flawless round nonetheless. Good response actually out from Sweden.
You're not putting that on the highlight reel.
No.
Not at all.
That one's not getting clipped and shipped on Twitter, we'll say that.
No.
That's not getting 2K upvotes on Reddit.
Well, it might, but
for the wrong
reasons.
Yeah. CS, unfortunate, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, that's Twitter.
Oh, yeah. They're all the same.
They all blend together at this point, right?
It's the brain rot of Counter-Strike.
Weird buy here for Serbia, but they're still going to go aggressive. They're going to still have their opening play here. Collins trying to get active, involved, but doesn't find anything just yet. Instead, shirks back to Khan. And now it's Sweden's turn to find an opening.
Good timing on that smoke as well, because Adamy was just starting to move forward in towards that apartment's position, and that immediately plumes just as he starts getting the idea about pushing for a bit of a peek into his window. Still, it's just Choiv anchoring here. Of course, Choiv is the stand-in in this side. They traditionally, of course, as part-time lineup play with Roger, who is from Croatia.
Croatia, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's saying. So, of course, can't play for Serbia. But Choiv has played with these guys many a time. And anchoring here, flashed, made up close. Actually, a double setup that's pretty scary, but gets pulled apart by a Nilo dissect on towards that B site. I don't think really much is going to change here. Adam B adds yet another to his tally. And it's actually a really simple round in the end.
Yeah, those flashes are just so good. I think they're catching a player in transition, moving into E-box, and as that's happening, you know, they just get caught square in, and you can only guess at that point where your movement's going to take you. And Nilo hits a banger of a headshot onto the backside player too. All in all, for Sweden, getting rid of this econ, forcing this low buy / force buy for Serbia into the dirt means that I can reclaim the lead no problem. And again, I'm not worried about what Sweden provides on offense.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm looking at them to have a buffer for their defense, you know?
At this point, I don't even give a damn about this first half.
Yeah,
it's all about that CT side. And actually on the flip side as well, we know that Serbia have a pretty decent protocols on their T side too,
And
right?
he's not a bad caller, man. He's not.
Yeah. And Kinder doesn't mind T side AWPing on Mirage either. So
Yeah.
that's one of those things where you look at it and say, I don't know, that's going to be the real make or break, the real tester.
But of course, Sweden won't say no to rounds either way. Imposter again at this A site. They've been wanting it quite a bit when the going gets tough. Oh, and Adami was considering backing off, but he'll go through anyways. Believes in the flashes from his teammates. Nilo deals with the apartment presence, and Shine will spray down 2 more. Mischief managed.
Great work. I mean, that's a round that we weren't too worried about. This one, we go back in towards that investment. Kindo on the AWP. This is what's feeling like a little bit more of that scarier potential of a round. I'm just wondering, I'm going to wonder about how much util they're actually going to get out here. Because nobody's taking a hit in terms of the firepower, they actually don't really have a full belt across the board, and it means they can't even afford to waste too much utility either.
Yeah, we'll see if that turns into something that Serbia should be worried about later on. But for right now, Lumi has gotten all the way up through mid, in through connector, trying to find something early, but nothing being offered up just yet. Dragon's considering the idea, but he's just not giving it to him.
Not smoking window, but opting for a top con smoke is an interesting little change up. Somebody's got to keep their attention drawn over there. Look at this crab walk out. It's a good trade. And it's actually a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Sweden. Plopsky could be in trouble. Back turned, and he will fall. So numbers brought back level is 2 players towards a site. And this just feel like has potential behind it because of Adam B being tagged up. Ships in the night. They're walking past each other. They don't even know.
No, there's no way. I don't know how Collins gets up in there, and nobody is going to react to this. And with that, Shine also falls, and now Collins can strike. It's all on to Lumi. He hits a beautiful little flick over, but now in the 2v1, he's just going to get double swung. And Serbia answer back in kind almost straight away.
Good work. All recovered too.
Yeah.
Which is all the positives you want. Oh, it was Kindo's hands. Pretty simple stuff. Back and forth. If we're being bluntly honest, this is a series which feels like it's just destined to go 3 maps and actually be a marathon as well, just like the previous.
Yeah. And again, we'll continue to harp on that conversation about stamina when we get to that inevitable third.
Yeah,
I can just feel
in
it.
particular.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got a final as well to follow this. Just throwing it out there, guys. A 2-0 would help us out massively.
I don't know who you're telling that to in particular, but
God, I don't know.
Yeah, just into the ether.
Yeah, into the void and hoping somebody can hear it.
Yep.
Okay, Serbian timeout concluded. And back on the way. We've got all up both ways. Kindo is the only one who takes a little bit of a hit in terms of just lesser utility across the board, but for the most part should be fine. This is an important round though. Sweden, they can respond right back. They break the economy again over towards Serbia. If Serbia fight it, they don't break it, but they hurt it.
I feel like the Serbians have won every top mid cross this game when it comes to the buy rounds. I don't know how that's possible, but it's giving them an easier time about. Either way, B anchor down. Lumi with some aggression in apartments will equal things out. And now yet again, mid-control being established later on in the round. Meaning Serbia will have to tuck tail and kind of lock in. Kindo making sure that Nilo's opening doesn't spiral this round out of control.
Kindo might have been hurt there, they're rotating in towards jungle. But again, will he even make a difference? Yes, it seems. As he misses a shot. Emmy still not clear. The Molotov, he does actually go low, or not until too late. It's spread wrong. It's meant to bank down the ladder and it doesn't. Emmy moving around and he repositions so well. It's cat and mouse, and Emmy might actually be the prey turn predator, but he will get dropped eventually. 2 versus 2. They know Kinder's over towards CT. And actually for them, it's about where is Dragon. There he is, and he misses the opportunity at both. All for all. Lumi should know. Well, he only can be 1 or 2 positions. Flash comes over. Kindo does avoid it. Bomb going to be planted for him. He might have been spotted, yeah. I think so, but Kindo peaks perfectly. That's a big round for Serbia.
Little risky there for Lumi to try and make that crossover planted front triple, but Kindo sticks to his gun, doesn't swing off that first tap, doesn't let that pressure get to him. And it gets a little close for comfort for Serbia, so they're going to call a timeout. Get Emmy on the mic, make sure everything is looking good.
Their second one.
Yeah, that is true. But again, if they can win like the defensive half and force Sweden to fix whatever happened in that Romania game, I think they're satisfied.
It's true. And I guess a moment for us to take a break as well and listen to some scatty tunes here in the arena. Got the, what do you even call it? It's like techno?
Drum and bass?
No, I think not drum and bass. I think it's like more like, this sounds like early 2000s, like a, how it feels to chew 5 gum, kind of like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like Matrix-esque.
Oh, that's actually a way better comparison, yeah. Love me some Matrix. I watched it for the first time like maybe a year ago.
Yeah. Just to clarify, I get asked this more or less every time anyone meets me. I'm not named after it.
Shame, really.
Dragon. That nade, oh yeah, just enough. Just enough fragments off the HE to see off a very low Nilo Collins. He doesn't even realize. Plopsky was creeping around that smoke. So still a 3 versus 3, still anyone's game. And I mean, Choi only has an MP9.
Yeah, well, keep that in mind if they do decide to end B. Well, right now it's Dragon to search for some information off of Cat. And with Shine having the bomb, Sweden consider this B bomb site a little bit more. But minute now, as time continues to rot, I think Shine makes his decision as to where they want to end up very simple.
Yeah. He's already got an advanced position here. He's grouping up. There's a Molotov for Choi and a smoke. I wouldn't mind him using just one of these now. Obviously, he doesn't really know. Yeah,
they're just going to go dry.
Yeah. Dragon, he's close enough that he can potentially help out. But they're already going to be on balcony by the time Choi spots him. Bomb, found. Molly actually comes out at a perfect time. They're going to have to go out the window or through the flames. Choi might just die in the flames himself, but it's a great shot by Lumi. Dropping down, 1 versus 1 rifle of Emmy. IGL versus Lumi, that AWP. Where is he? Tap on towards the bomb, and it might just be a stick. He has no idea. Down he goes. I think he thought he was still rotating.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, completely silent to get through the window like that. And usually, I mean, if you're going to make that jump out, you're making a very loud noise.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to the scene as quickly as possible. But Emmy plays it very smartly there. Completely pantses Lumi in the clutch, regardless of that incredible shot. And now, it looks like Serbia are destined for a 7th. And now you've got offensive problems too, man.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Sweden. Where are they? I mean, as well, we were kind of joking about it and saying, this feels like it's got 3 maps written all over it, unless they lose Mirage, that of Sweden.
Serbia won on Nuke against Portugal. A map that they looked horrid on just before.
True.
This team is also in a very precarious position, and in this third place decider for a very different reason as well. So
yeah,
who knows? Genuinely. Everything's irrelevant until that 13th round is locked in, you know?
Yeah. I guess you're not wrong. But also round of the half. Dragon is gonna try and fight up here. Got some Choi with 2. Full blind basically for both as well, but who needs eyes? And he's just got a feeling, and he avoids the nade for the killing blow, but it's enough to really leave him limping.
He's done his job in spades.
Yeah.
At that point, whoa, okay, yeah, all right. He's gone, long gone. And now, Sweden look to Plopski to find something back, to open up this map a little bit more. And there's his opportunity, but Emmy
Squandered, yeah.
shuts it down.
This one feels done here. I mean, Lumi and Nilo have so little to work with, for being completely honest. I mean, what do we even do?
You just gotta walk out apps and just pray.
They've got to contact this because they don't have the util, but even if they did throw util, it would beckon over the rotate, but then they've got to try and get past an AWP without util. And Kindo, 9 times out of 10, he's quick enough to hit this shot. They're hoping that by pumping the brakes, it stops them for a moment. He shoots on the flick, but there's 3 players here to meet them. Still one in balcony, and the bomb is dropped. So only the 1 casualty. And a small consolation in what is actually a really dark situation for this Swedish side. They could be going 8-4 down at this half.
Can you imagine they come in 4th after all this? Genuinely just shocking results.
Yeah, absolutely.
After all that excitement building in the group stage, overcoming a hiccup against Turkey, and the best of ones, you're thinking they don't look back until they lift the trophy. But now, a couple of chances squandered here in this 3rd place decider as well, has you wondering what is going on.
Flash. It will allow Collins to really well adjust in towards taking both of them, and he doesn't need to stick around. Again, brilliant. Drops a smoke in front of his own feet, and he's just going to play behind it. But his just presence alone is enough to cause a bit of a ruse over towards Sweden. Elo going up on high. Will he clear below? No, kind of, but as supporter Plopski does a lot of the information gathering.
Lumi has the bomb though, and they can't really play off of that pick too well. So what's the game plan here? I guess it is just trying to get him back over, but the CT reinforcements will be here by then. Plopski will defend it off his cat side. He should be able to plant front triple. But this is still a doable round here for Serbia, especially considering now that Plopski falls.
Luby, reposition. They're waiting. 2 via ticket. Deep flash comes forward. Emmy's holding. He's holding, but gets traded. Luby puts into a 1 versus 1. Giving them a chance here. Orb collected, bomb planted for him. Tap on towards it. He's looking for a scout, but Luby hits a flick. And it's not even a smile, it's a sigh of relief there for Lumi.
Yeah, I mean, they can have a little bit of respite, but at the end of the day, I feel as though Serbia will be very happy with what they've brought through into the 2nd half.
Yeah. A forlorn face there towards Adam. You can even see Abdi trying to sort of rile him up a bit and say, man, we're not out of this and we have a chance at a medal here.
It's real hard for the coach at this point, you know, like trying to...
Probably the worst job in the arena.
I know. trying to pull these youngsters into a confident position.
Yeah.
And with that, to me, it feels like Mirage is just that necessity for this team.
Yeah.
To stay checked in.
Has to be said for me, for this Serbian side, it actually really felt, I mean, I want to assume that if they did any prep for Sweden, it was prep in terms of expecting to meet them in the final.
Yeah.
There's no way they would have had time to already prep before this game. It would have been just resting up and having a conversation, but it felt like they read that default in towards mid really well. They understood that's what they like to do and want to do. Nilo the Julies moves his way in towards Palace, but they fall back. The good thing is that I'm 90% sure the bomb wasn't spotted there. It was only Emmy, so it's fine.
Yeah. And they can always pull back. Dragon finds a key opener here to start things off for Serbia. They're going to take ladder, they're going to take apartments, and then go crunching into Plopski. He's had a troublesome Mirage in against Romania, and he's kind of lagging behind here against Serbia as well, but he'll find one, and he'll find a second as well. He's done his job in spades, but Collins and Dragon still pull more into the T-side favor.
This is difficult. Swing. Not a find as well. And Lumi now being tested from 2 different angles, so he actually can't even afford to go on a door. At the moment, that's a misplay though. Dragon doesn't need to get aggressive there. Their crossfire was so strong, and now so weak. Kindo, an AWP on a pistol was normally very good. And oh my god, he gives it a chance. It's so close yet so far.
Why are people using the burst as much as they are?
Yeah.
Very bizarre. I mean, it's two
Yeah.
times that I've seen the burst being used in the tournament, and that's 2 times too many.
Too many, exactly.
This isn't 1.6.
The real Glocks even burst.
Genuinely. Huh?
The real Glocks even burst.
I don't know.
I swear, okay, this
Look,
might...
Hollywood suggests to me that no is the answer.
I swear I've seen like a, you know, like a YouTube reel where it's like,
Yeah.
you're like shooting like a watermelon or something. It's like these are testing these different guns. So there's kind of whatever those kind of videos are called. And all I've seen is either like obviously the semi-auto or the full auto where you can hold it down.
Interesting.
Yeah. That might be like a mod or some shit. I don't know. I don't know anything about guns. I live in England. We're not allowed them. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
See,
are,
yeah, I would have to give you the answer, but unfortunately, I don't.
Someone can let us know. I thought Glock. Maybe you can't. I'm assuming maybe Counter-Strike probably wouldn't add it if you couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, then it wouldn't be a default pistol, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you think about it as a CZE or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Who knows?
We've got a force fight now for Serbia with that bomb plant and a couple of kills, so...
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, of course you are. Galil's up. Tech-9's mid-control established for Serbia. At least the base of it. Top mid still unchecked. Dragon trying to find something, but as the smoke fades, they're going to have to take some duels, and Nilo comes out on top. Plopsky's there to help out from the window as well. And this force buy looks to fall flat on its face. Shine now will have to get his one. Maybe even a couple. As Collins and Choi have no other choice but to walk out of apartments here. Sees one. And calls for some reinforcements as well. He'll find that aforementioned one that he needed and leaves Collins in a 1v5 that will never happen. And now we're tied back up at 7s.
From what I've Googled here, there is no mention of an actual like real Glock burst firing.
So then, like, why Valve?
So it seems like full autos. It does full auto.
My immersion is ruined.
I know, man. This is really ruining it for me. Either way, the more you know. Or
That's
don't
what
know,
we're here
I guess.
for. That's what we're here for.
It's a learning experience. 7-all, and a low buy for Serbia. So, I mean, it should be a pretty easy 8th on the board. It is weird though, I mean, while there's still a medal on the line and a very good amount of cash, it does feel like quite a muted series. We're not seeing anyone shouting, no one's really smiling, and I think maybe the results of that previous
It's still
game
lingering,
is
right?
lingering. Yeah, absolutely, because they you know, feels quite sad here. Feels like we're playing like
A funeral of sorts.
Yeah.
A morgue.
pretty weird. There's like, yeah, no real celebration. It's just, all right, on to the next, I guess.
Yeah, at this point it's
Vibes were very low.
yeah. You use the V word, I guess. Vibes.
The V word? Oh.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Get your head out of the gutter.
It's 4 in a row for Sweden. Like we said, though, this is actually the half that we really care about, right? Because it is about how Sweden had real distinct issues on their CT side, and that's what made things so costly and made things so questionable when we watched them. I mean, so far so good. This gun round is going to be a real tester. To be honest, that's a great shot from Emmy. Might still be more here.
I mean, you've spotted 2 players in through middle, but either way, so much pressure on Shine, and Shine steps up to the plate. 3 beautiful kills from him. And I've had a lot of question marks as to how he handles anchoring on this team, and he steps up massively, genuinely.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because for Shine, he's had a bad day, right? I mean, none of the maps have been kind to him, really, and this one still isn't, but at the very least, that's a good moment.
Yeah.
So you take that sort of every day of the week. 9-7. Now 5 on the trot for Sweden. And Serbia back to a real awkward economic state. AK, Galil, and a few upgraded pistols. They're really struggling. Has to be said, Plopsky, he gets one, but Choi will be able to get both behind it. That's really well played. They use his hero AK well.
And now that all silences Sweden as far as their game plan goes, Troy is thinking about some more. Playing the fade here with his teammate. Surely Adam B is not prepared for this. Crosser in the right position though, and both of them hit the deck, so Collins and Kindo will contact their way out. A and Adam B's got himself a third. Make it a quad. Beautiful work there from the A anchor.
It's a real interesting decision in double fading that smoke, and none of them looking left side. One's looking close right, one's looking straight on the right hand side by jungle.
Yeah.
So they both just fall with these and they can't even react in time. But also at the same time, you've got a numbers advantage and that smoke's only got like 10 seconds left. Why are you even fading?
There's no need to, right?
Yeah.
There's like 50 seconds on the clock. You could probably flash in and try to take a double peek in. Definitely room for that, but either way, Serbia will have to forget all about that.
It basically felt like a really unnecessary gamble.
Definitely.
And one that, of course, ultimately ended up being quite costly. Flashing towards mid. We will get a bit of control here. And a slow one once again for Serbia. Bomb not committed. I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's dropped over towards just by mid. Mid outside of T-Abs. So that might indicate that that's sort of where the lean is. Because we're only leaving one in towards Palace via A.
Collins is perusing through apartments, waiting out this smoke, waiting out for potential A main aggressions as well. And all the while, Sweden will continue to hold on to top con as well. But here comes the play from Serbia. So meander through to this A side. Oh, the spam hits. Nilo's caught under some severe threat. They're gonna go try running him down. And Kindo's found another incision on the A site. But somehow,
how is Nilo alive?
Yeah. And Lumi finding two. Genuinely, just confusion all around here.
Lumi might have a chance at another as well, but it's Adam B who does so well. How Nilo stays alive in this round, I don't know. He gets tagged by 3 different people. And it's a team damage on towards Choi, which leaves him low, and Shine will clean it up. Sweden 2 away now from taking their map pick. And, well, while the first half wasn't all that comfortable, the seconds look pretty damn, well, it's absolutely flawless.
And now, all the good looks about Sweden's mid control have been looking good. Their adaptations for late mid control or just mid responses have been much better. Lumi feels a lot more comfortable on that AWP.
Yeah.
It's a very clear upgrade in that sense in comparison to the match against Romania. And now Serbia are in desperation mode as they go for an ace set piece to try and break this streak that Sweden has been building.
Emmy. Trying to pull his way forward. It's Collins who's going to get the first. As Adam drops him, quick on the rotates here. We've got 3 out of 4 out from Sweden, ready to fight in a just on ticket. Not often we see a reverse boost come through, and it might get a bit of information. He spotted at least one. They should hear the second round this corner. It feels good, but maybe a bit of over-fighting and over-facing as Nilo gets that drop on towards Dragon and gives them a chance. And they've got decent legway when it comes towards this retake. They might just have a little bit of an idea about how we make this work. Time ticking, good, fine, as Plopsky drops Choi, even leaves Collins all alone. And it's not even planted for him too. So he cannot make a difference. And no scope. It's just a cherry on top. That's a bad post bomb from Serbia.
Yeah, I mean, There's a reason why you don't see that reverse boost. You know, like it's not very good.
Yeah, because it's terrible, I think, is probably the main one.
Yeah, you can maybe get one kill, but at that point you're giving up 2 spots or 2 players' positions at that point,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's very obvious. The sound cues were clear as day, and at that point it was hook, line, and sinker for Sweden.
Yeah, for sure.
They do get a bomb plant though, Serbia, so they'll have one more buy to defend their honor. But time is running out here.
Look at this,
in map number
Plofsky.
1.
Hang on, Nilo needs to be careful, but actually, maybe the other way, Emmy should be scared of Nilo. He'll get that first. Shine playing close right. If he can play a bit of trigger discipline here as well, he might even be able to get all the information that Choi's actually alone. But both are just going to wait for a moment. He's holding for that window jump. The nade for Nilo too. If that was the bank, he could do a lot of chunk damage towards Choi.
Choi would love to find one here and maybe sell this rotation a little bit more, but Adam B has found a very key kill here.
They go early actually on A. I think that's the issue.
Yeah. You wanted Choi to take that first contact, but still,
Yeah.
Dragon and Kindo haven't necessarily been spotted out just yet, and Adam B has given a lot of respect to these players. They want to keep this man advantage for as long as possible.
Now, Shan will swing in, no one's there. Relaying over, and it's a race for Nilo to get back in support. Or Lumi should be able to catch the cross, but it's Plofsky who does the damage on towards Dragon. Last man, that Akindo. 1v5, ace clutch needed, no scope misses, round, and map lost. Sweden start off in towards this series, this bronze medal match, actually really well. That's a flawless second half.
Much better from Sweden's CT side. Again, adaptation to the errors that they had against Romania, but showing why Mirage was their home map to begin with. Solid protocols on that T side, good enough to get themselves 5 rounds, and then switching back over to that CT side, showing constant mid control, showing more confidence from Lumi in particular, who can be that difference maker, and no signs of life from Serbia as soon as you switch for that offense.
Yeah, it's very true. I think the really unfortunate thing is that level of play we just seen from Sweden, we actually just needed that in that previous series.
Right?
Yeah, it's tough. I think one thing that really worried me for ages was actually just how sort of forlorn the faces looked over towards Sweden, despite them not being in a bad predicament at all. It sort of felt like they were, like we said, sort of lingering on that previous result. Thankfully, with a flawless second half, this should really help them heading in towards Inferno. It's a map, of course, we've just seen them play on it. It's a map, of course, in which we know they play a hell of a lot too. And at the level that the individuals are stepping up to the plate, it feels like they might even be able to scalp it away from Serbia, right? Deny this even going towards a third. So it's all up in the air, but Sweden, that is a much cleaner showing. It's sad that it's taken until the third place matchup to get it, but it might still be a bronze medal for them. They've got one map more needed to get there on the desk to break it down.
Yes, indeed, a blinder of a first map from Sweden. Flawless second half, guys. They said it there on the cast. Did this performance come on series too late?
It did. But I will say also, again, I think their job was a little bit easier this time around than what it was versus Romania. Definitely felt like the individuals on the side of Serbia didn't stink quite as hard as we saw some of the Romanians do in that semifinals bout. So that is bound to have helped as well. But yeah, clean affair from Team Sweden once they got over to the CT side. It seemed like also on their T side, kind of found some pockets of space towards that A-bombs that they wanted to take advantage of. They managed to get quite a few rounds on it to stabilize. So overall, a fine performance from Sweden, but I don't think we can necessarily like clear them completely just yet.
Yeah, Nilo back to his best, which was nice. Nilo, I never know how to say it.
Yeah.
But either way, he was at his best, and I actually think the AWPing was there on the server as well, which I was a little concerned about coming into this, but Lumi did a solid job. So yeah, nice signs for Team Sweden. I think for Serbia, Choi showing up at least. He was someone coming into the tournament we didn't really have the highest expectations for. He slotted in and done an absolutely fine job. But some of the stars for Serbia didn't show up in the way we were hoping, and it seemed like that was kind of an issue for them a little in that previous game they played as well. So that's a shame for Serbia.
Yeah, again, it's kind of do or die at this point now, and I think Dragon has had two to three rather quiet maps in a row, so time for him to get back on the horse. Because again, he was kind of the leading figure for the Serbia team coming into the playoffs and even in the quarterfinals as well, doing a really good job. So I think Serbia are kind of relying on having at least 2 to 3 players really showing up, and by that I mean of the trio that we've kind of outlined in Collins, Kindo, and Dragon. So can't be as quiet as it was on Mirage right now. I do think they're going to feel a little bit better about going into their own map pick, obviously. And I don't think, again, like I said, Sweden shouldn't necessarily feel too confident about their chances to take this into either, because their Inferno did look shaky by all means. Even though their T side might have been fine and dandy and all that, their CT side definitely left something wanting.
Yeah, I can on the Serbia side, I can let Collins have a game off. You know, he was so good for them in the semi-final. They lost. I'll allow him a map off. Some of the other guys maybe could have stepped up. I do think on the Serbia side, yeah, I'm not too worried. I think Sweden showed a much better face here, basically. So it's not the end of the world. But at the same time, as much as it's not the end of the world, I think the thing that's most concerning is that Sweden actually played pretty well here. Like, the team play is looking much better. And if that's the case, we had them pegged as favorites for a reason. If they play like that, they should have a really good chance here of getting that bronze medal.
You remember after the Poland game between Poland and Serbia, we felt that the Kindo AWPing situation was just fine. Are we going to revisit that? Are we a little bit more concerned now? We're seeing more games being played.
I think he's going to have the opportunity to kind of swap away from the AWP if need be, and especially going into Inferno as well. So I don't think it's going to be something that necessarily weighs him down all that much. I think it's worse for Lumi in a situation where you're obviously more dedicated to the AWP, so when you get into more difficult maps to play with the AWP, that's going to feel like a rougher time. Kindo just has that ability to flex, and he's allowed to do so within his role in the team. So I think that's going to be fine for now. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more of an issue once we get into Ancient, all things considered, if that is the case at all. But I don't think that's going to be like a game-changing factor really for them. I think Kindo's more than proficient enough with a rifle to still be useful and serviceable and obviously important for Serbia on a map like Inferno, even if it doesn't feel like he wants to off.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Getting him on the rifle here will probably be quite nice, actually, for some of this. I think the comfort should be there. And again, I don't think it's been bad enough on the AWP that it's a concern for me, especially because I don't know if Lumi's been that consistent on the AWP. He had a good map here, but Mirage, sometimes as a primary AWPer, you're going to have that ability and you're going to be way more confident. So we'll have to see if that is something that continues throughout the rest of the series. I think coming into this series now, I'm just curious if Sweden can keep it up, because we were kind of seeing them in that previous series. Like, Sweden were really good to start off, and then for some reason, once it got into their opponent's map pick, they start to struggle, and then you get into the third, and as the game goes on, I don't know if they fatigued or if they felt the pressure, but whatever it was, we saw them fall off a little bit. So I'm curious to see if that repeats itself here.
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about it, because it seems like it has been a bit of a trend in terms of getting off to pretty decent starts and then slowly tapering off. Yeah. And it's not necessarily just series-wise, but also map-wise. So the fact that we can get off to a hot start and then, like they did on the third map in the semifinals, right? Up 7-2, and then you think that this is in the bag, Sweden are just going to coast all the way to the final spot. And just before you know it, you're looking at 11-10, everything's chaotic, everyone's panicking all over on the Swedish side. You don't want that, and they can't have that. But like you mentioned, the teamwork seemed to be working out better. Again, they had a flawless CT side on Mirage. That's definitely better than what they showcased versus Romania. And again, CT sides were the big issues in that semifinals, both on Mirage and on Inferno. So if they got that together, if they can eliminate those silly mistakes that they had on their CT sides on Inferno as well, I think it's going to be a very, very tough task for Serbia to kind of break down that Swedish side.
I wonder if it is a position for Sweden where we need to see them learn how to reset mid-game and take those pauses effectively, because that's the mark of a really top team and a really tenured team, is knowing when to take the tactical pause and very quickly resetting yourself. Yeah. And also actually understanding if you're not having your best game, there's still plays you can make and still ways you can play that can be effective. You don't have to keep on going for these wild aggressive moves when you're having a poor game. Maybe you're better off taking a more conservative approach instead.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Again, like, instead of forcing the aggressive move time and time again, like, get creative with your teammate. Like, play off of your teammates to kind of allow yourself to have that, let's say, half a second extra of time for you to kind of adjust and get into the groove of things. Like, play crossfires, play like flash pop positions for each other to make each other better. Like, that's going to make you feel so much more in tune with the game, and something that, like, sometimes you just get off to a rough start and that can fester and it just ruins your entire map. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting that one round that kind of loosens you up a little bit, makes you feel like, yeah, no, I can actually contribute here, and then things turn around for you. So instead of forcing it, yeah, let the game come to you in a more natural way, explore more options, and I think, yeah, getting timeouts and using them more often is definitely the way to go about that, because we've seen, I'd say, like, on average, a pretty severe lack of timeouts.
Yeah.
I don't remember those.
Yeah, which is, like, again, it's understandable, again, especially, like, for certain teams that don't even have a coach with them here, but and I can understand from the coach's perspective as well. Like, it's difficult to kind of know when to intervene. But I'd rather see it happen more often than not enough. So I think that's something that both sides here can definitely take knowledge from. And for Sweden's side, if they get off to like if you start on the CT side, take a pause, kind of like talk things through. Take 2 if you need to. Like, you're not gonna have them build up an excess and bring them with you to the next map or anything like that. That's not gonna happen. So you might as well use them while they have them.
Okay, Sweden's map pick in Mirage in the bag. And next up is Serbia's of Inferno. Done in 2, or will this be free? We'll find out soon.
Welcome back. Ready into map number 2. And for the most part, actually a pretty easy game for Sweden, right? And this is the sort of Sweden that we were expecting into the entire tournament, into our previous series that we just didn't get, right? But the good thing is, better late than never.
Yeah, I mean, it does give me a little bit of confidence, but now we move over to that Inferno where I think Serbia just feel much more confident in it.
Yeah.
When they were Partizan, when they were playing under the Serbia banner, they've been undefeated on the map in this tournament.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
genuinely a little bit of cause for concern, especially that collapse from Sweden in the Romania game. So it's still feeling to me that we're going to 3 maps, but Sweden definitely have that little mental edge for them as well. And when you think about these 3rd place deciders, you really think about is that little like resiliency factor for the team that goes 0-1 down, is that still there? Even when it's just like a third place medal, you know?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, we were talking about it, right? And about the vibes and how things felt. Because it just felt like both these sides were slightly underwhelmed of sort of what was going on in this game. But it does still have a lot of precedence behind it. Even just getting a third place gives you that extra chunk of cash, which could be incredibly helpful in towards next year. We're live, map 2, Sweden Star CT side. Let's get this show on the road, really.
Oh yeah. Collins looking to take that first point of contact, and he absolutely does. Takes a dink. Player here to try and defend him for as long as possible, but he also takes significant damage.
No.
And Lumi finally completes the kill. Adam B and Lumi will chime in as well. Choiv and Emmy left up in this one. And Emmy's been spotted, and he's been dealt with. He does take one down with him, but you start to hear, I think, probably the first bit of noise in this series.
The first celebration, the first shout coming through from Sweden there, from either side in this series. Lumi does really, really well. I mean, the second one is just, again, like instinctual. He takes a tap, it's a pre-fire as the guy is just peeking his head around that ramp corner. For Sweden, we've got to talk about the win conditions in this first half. Minimum 6 rounds, but probably want to make Serbia feel uncomfortable more than anything. Don't allow them to get any sort of momentum, especially the tail end of the half.
Absolutely. Really stamp your authority if you're Sweden. They're thinking about mid control, or banana control rather. They toss in nades. They try to have bodies as well, but Emmy is the one that finds the first kill. And he's still got an A1S that he's picked up, and he'll transfer that one into a couple of kills for himself. Shine is still here, he's still available, and does well to find another and keep it an even keel at the 2 and 2.
Yeah, he's done very well, and they're not committed towards B either, but Lumi needs to be careful and gets overconfident and cost him his life, and probably the round 2. Adam B, 1v2 on the retake. It's not even like he has any sort of advantages here. There's a rifle on both sides, and he doesn't have a kit. So how are we actually going to make this one work for him? No util is the main thing that he would probably try to hope for. Just to be given some chance to, I say, to fight. The good thing he does have, though, is timing. He is up on short as this bomb is going down, and he starts to move forward. He might actually just get gifted one over. No, he just doesn't look towards Graveyard. 4x3 costs him. Good response from Serbia. Very good response, especially considering what they had. And it really feels like it's all done by Emmy.
Yeah, I mean, him finding that double is so massive. I mean, credit to Shine to find 3 there. I think that's also equally as difficult, if not more so. But after all is said and done, it does just come down to that Lumi 1v1.
Yeah.
On short side, and Adam B can only do so much.
He didn't need to fight there, Lumi.
Yeah. Or, I mean, he could have completed the kill. Either would have worked.
Yeah. Either way, we go back towards the force. For Sweden are going to start as Lumi, and that scout gets caught by Dragon. Not a good predicament to be in. 1 and 4, and a few upgraded pistols, and that is about it. Oh, the M4 will start well, though, on towards Collins. Right, you can get flashed around this corner, but it's trades that can't come by. It's a T-side flash that does more damage to the T-side as Nilo gets both. They might not even commit towards B here. Same thing they did towards last round, where they get top and on control, but actually just double back towards the A side. Bomb collected, and now 2010, the decision. What are we going for? To fight Adam seems to be what we're going for. Running out of ammo. Adam has gone huge. What a fumble. What a crumble from Serbia.
He's grinning ear to ear. He knows how ridiculous that one was. It's so unfortunate there for Serbia and having a player run out of bullets like that, but you've got to be a little quicker on the trigger to switch to your pistol.
Yeah.
That's just that little instinctual thing that needs to be done, and it costs them. They toss the CT smoke, and they kind of pause, making and hoping that Adam B makes the wrong decision and swings back in after he hears nothing, but he sticks to his guns, he sticks to that instinct, and it pays off dividends.
Oh, Serbia, it's really not going to help the mental losing around like that. That's where tilt can start to take over. That's where, you know, these forlorn faces get longer.
way to go before Sweden can truly feel comfortable in this game, as another force buy is out for Serbia. Khalil for Dragon, that primo weapon for them. Already in the boiler here to get activated. A lot of room given to Serbia until Lumi decides to strike with this MP9. Gets a little bit of info on another in middle and very smartly backs away. Doesn't want to give away those advantages like he did previously.
45 seconds, we've got to make a move. Just a question of where. Bomb is going to group up with the other four, or the three, I say, as the four of them want to look like a finish towards A. The thing is, this is the right call.
Two players are leaving.
Yeah, because Lumi's left, it's all down to this fight. Shine spots one. He looks to fall back in towards the side. Adam B fights through the flames, and he does well. And he actually gets another behind it, isolating, cracking heads. But Tech9's on the move are so damn scary. Lemmy and Kindo give themselves a chance here, clearing it towards Cold Zera box, and an incredibly laboured spray by the Anchor. Maybe even less them down. Nilo spam the smoke, it's so good. And the flames plus the MP9 put Kindo into a really awkward spot. So even though Shine did fall flat pretty poorly, it thankfully gets bailed out.
Yeah, that's specifically what I was going to point out, is him going killless there. Makes you think maybe round over in some senses, but great on Plopsky, I think, throwing in that Molotov.
Yeah.
Stalling out the plant with 10 seconds to go. Forces Serbia to start taking duels, and all of it fails right before them. And you can consider a force buy again, but with no bomb plant, I think they're a little more dissuaded. Instead, we're just going to go for a hero AK for Dragon. And I don't even think this round is live, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Everybody returning to spawn. I think we might have a match medic on our hands.
The question is who?
Detective is on the case.
Or the alternative, this is a tack pause without calling a tack pause.
It looks like what it is now that they're all moving back up again.
The existence pause, some people call it.
Yeah, that's what I call it, actually.
There we go.
Were you around then?
Hell no. I'm still in the womb.
Oh.
That was, when was that?
Like 2012.
Hell no. I didn't even heard of Counter-Strike in 2012. I started playing 2016. And I started like watching in a loose term 2014. But it wasn't as much pro Counter-Strike, more what are they called?
Streamers?
No, there was a group, I forget the name. Like similar to like, you know, like Vanos, those guys, remember those guys?
Like a clan, I guess?
Oh, what were they called? This is gonna really annoy me. G18 I'll find them. I'll remember them. KYR Speedy, that's what they were called. KYR Speedy was like, he's massive. He's got like 8 million subscribers on YouTube. But like, he was basically like an American group of YouTubers who used to play CS, and they would only ever play Nuke as well. And it was really funny. And they were like absolutely horrible, but they were pretty good. If anyone wants a real throwback, go watch KYR Speedy's old CS videos. They're pretty good. Or as well, an English guy, a guy called Cyanide. And the English guy, what's the English guy called? The guy who used to do the videos, they were called like the mockery videos or something like that. Oh wait, I'll find it. They're also really good as well. I used to watch them back in the day. They were also really good. But yeah, basically start watching with YouTubers, and then
you have time to search it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
What is his name? Soviet Womble.
So Wombat, Soviet Wombat.
No, it's Womble.
Womble.
Yeah, Soviet Womble.
Yeah, I know that logo. Yeah. With the little like.
Yeah,
Soviet
he used to have
the strat roulette. Did he do that?
Yes, yeah. It might be me as well. Yeah, there you go. Random CS:GO bullshitteries. That's what they were called.
Yes, that's
really good videos.
Yes.
They were there. So yeah, back in the day, it was like KYR Speedy and his group. There's like, I think in total like 7 or 8 of them, but they were like 5. Like one of the players, one guy called G18 was like actually good, and then the rest of them were like hard stuck silvers.
Oh.
But they're really funny, and they only played Nuke. So then when I you know, for like 2 years, like saved up like pocket money, and I got a PC in 2016. And then first thing I did was play Nuke, and that's all I've still played since. Still the best map as well.
It absolutely is, man. Genuinely so much fun.
But now it's the best map for a different way. It was the best map then because it was like the only one I knew via watching YouTube. Now it's the best map because it is the best map.
Yeah.
Like tactically, the depth of it.
It's like that bell curve, you know?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The one with like the super like monk guy,
Yes.
and then like the nerd on the left.
Yeah.
It's the best map. It's
Exactly.
the best map. I was gonna say, did he have an upper decky there?
Nah. I thought he might have had a double kick, but it looked like he just had seconds stuck in his teeth. So dinner is served.
How was your lunch? Good lunch?
Yeah, I had a pizza. It was great. I had a pepperoni pizza, and can't really complain, honestly. You know,
I had,
Mongolian chicken. What is Mongolian chicken? I was in Mongolia. And I don't think
it's got like a little bit of sweetness initially.
Right. Because I've got that for dinner, so I don't know. Is it good?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
Nice. I was gonna say the food here has actually been really nice.
Yeah. No, we had that pigeon.
If you like
really
meat,
good.
that is.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm not vegetarian, so I don't really know.
Falafels are all the
falafel
rage.
was crazy, dude. My favorite thing to get for lunch ever is falafel and halloumi wrap. Unbelievable. With like red pesto.
Yeah.
That's what we're cooking.
Oh God, is it a third not live?
It might be a third time out. Yeah, I think it might be.
Please.
Please. Sabrina,
save
me, Sabrina. Yeah, this one's not live. Everyone's in spawn, so yeah, this one is
favorite Sabrina Carpenter song. We're gonna just do an AMA.
Espresso.
Yeah.
100%. I'm working late because I'm a caster. Yes,
yeah.
Please. Yes, queen. I'm low-key, I actually only know that one and the please. What's the please one called? Is it called please?
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Please,
okay,
please,
I know those two. I can't lie.
Yeah.
But they kind of slap. I'll give her the credit.
It's a good song.
How is she famous? Like, not in that
So-
way. Like, where did she come? Like, it was kind of out of nowhere.
She came from Disney Channel.
Oh.
So I don't know if you've heard of Girl Meets World at all.
No.
So there's Boy Meets World, like way back in like the 90s,
Okay.
and they rebooted it,
Sure.
and it was
Who was
Girl
the boy
Meets World.
in Boy Meets World?
Did
Did he not make the same level of stardom?
Well, he's the dad in Girl Meets World.
Let me look it up.
I forget his name. He's a famous. He
Would
was
I know
pretty
him?
famous. No, I mean, you wouldn't. He was famous for that role specifically.
Oh, okay. Boy Meets World. Damn.
Yeah.
Ben Savage?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
don't
it,
recognize
that's
him.
it, Yeah. But basically, she was like the best friend in that show. So she had like a big role in the reboot.
What's Sabrina? Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Sabrina.
right,
Yeah. So
When was this? Like 20?
a while.
Like 2016?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
And so
Yeah.
then she did the classic Disney thing of like the Disney actor to musician pipeline.
Selena Gomez did that, right?
Yeah, very Selena Gomez-esque.
Yeah.
And then I guess she just like
Apparently
she has a really good PR team, I guess.
Yeah, apparently she used to be an opener for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that tracks.
Is where
I mean,
like
she always released like music and stuff, but she wasn't like pushing for it because
sure.
the TV stuff was doing so well. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
Credit to them.
now she's dating some cool actor and
Barry Cohen. Right? Yeah.
and like going on world tours.
I only really know him from Saltburn.
Oh, he's the Joker actually too.
What?
He's like the Joker in like an upcoming Batman, like in
Oh,
the
is it?
Batman. Yeah.
Oh,
Really cool.
that's big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Well, it was really good. Well, he had a deleted scene and stuff. It was
Oh,
awesome,
is he? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because most people who tried to fill Heath Ledger's shoes have not done as well.
Joaquin did okay.
Oh no, sorry, no, yeah. But I'm thinking like Dark Knight Joker.
You're thinking
type.
like Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah,
Jared Leto. Yeah. It's Morbin time,
It's Morbin time.
which actually
folks.
just came on UK Netflix. I think I have to watch it now for the culture.
Oh God. That's what casters do in their player break time.
Did you hear about how they like re-released it because of memes?
Yeah, and it just failed.
Yeah, just
terribly.
Failed the first time. So many memes about it. It's Morbin time, and they're like, "Oh,
$4 billion.
yeah, people must love it. Let me re-release it." And
Yeah.
it bombed again.
Truly beautiful.
The power of the internet, man. Memes are so strong.
I know. Well, there's also a game happening right now.
Oh, finally.
And yeah, we finally got it back into it.
Yeah, I kept the jokes going because it could have been a fourth one. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, right? We need like some damage to actually happen.
There
it
it
finally
is.
happened. Lumi finds his. Molly into new box though. His He's feeling a little hot under that new box. He'll go back for a reswing, and that's a great bait and switch setup. Shine can, or Shine, find one of his own, but the trades are good. Kindo is there, and plant should be confirmed.
No rotate either via Banana, so they're going to be fighting out via CT and Coffin, but it worked well for the first. As Nilo will pounce. And there might be more behind there. Kindo is playing on the edge. He's got Dragon in support too, and it does feel like this retake's starting to fall flat as Kindo's posted. Is Popsky pulling away? Or is he trying to join up with the CT play? He might be. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go join up with Adam. That smoke is starting to dissipate. They haven't got time, but they've got a kit. They've also got a bit of util to work with. They've got a clear pool, and they do it well. As Dragon falls all onto the orb, but he blocked for another sky. Duck hunting for Kindo. As he's feasting. And Adam B just does not want the fight. That is going to be a big round for Serbia. And it felt like a lost round off the initial bit of contact and the bait and switch that you spoke of. But I think we just needed one more. Just one more on the B side.
Well, they're not going to get that one more because of Kindo. He finds 2 trades swiftly. Yeah. And as soon as he gets that bomb down, it's panic stations for Sweden. And he hits that necessary flick. That one flick secures it all. And they hang on just a little bit in round number 6. Back to it with Sweden's purchase, but we're getting to the end of the coffers. Lumi on a 5-7 will not have the effect of the sniper. And with that, Serbia have a chance to pounce and to equalize.
If we can get this round out for Serbia, they break that Swedish economy and they basically tie this game up, which gives them some stability on this T side. However, you just can't discount 5-7s because Sweden have already won a round off the back of a 5-7 double from Adam B in a 1 versus 2. So I'm not even going to discount Lumi. And there's just something about snipers playing on pistols. They're so clean. Even though with a sniper you're like not meant to aim for the head, they're just so crisp. Well, util set will give Choi that coverage in towards top mid. He gets both short and long control. And Serbia, off the back of that control, don't make a move. It's probably the right decision because there's 4 players towards A.
Popsky will spot a leg, and that should be enough of an indication. He doesn't have any stalling util, though. He's just going to have to stand and deliver. They're going straight through. Popsky drops in a first, but he can't find anything. Great effort from Serbia to just push the issue there.
Oh, there it is, 5-7.
Still finds the impact. Still a difficult retake, though, even with this flank coming in. Nilo does make things a little bit more possible. Flash through. That banana player is completely blind, but Lumi can't connect.
Oh!
And once Emmy regains vision, he's right back to it. Oh, God. I don't know how Shine falls there, and I don't know how Nilo does as well. And just as Sweden had an opportunity, it gets squandered.
Yeah. Adam's going to save it. This is a 1v2 which he's not going to be able to find, and they do go for a little bit of a hunt, a look in, and he will get an exit at the very least to keep that T-set economy at bay. But they're fine. A round 1, a broken econ set. Big position that Serbia put themselves in now. Emmy does so well, but gets so fortunate that Lumi can't just get the pixel for his head. He spotted him out, but he basically couldn't swing. So it kind of kills them there because they're so cautious of if he swings into a sandbag, there being a player onto his corner wall. And it will be in that. It's a 1-round game. No bye for Sweden. So all the onus is on Adam B. Can he make this rifle sing? Gonna boost him up. All right, I like this. Oh, you got stuck on the ledge.
A little less than desirable, but either way, Serbia want to continue this pace towards banana and towards this car position. And why not? You know that you're going to get stock pistols, and also helps that Kindo's hitting shots like that.
Molly or bank round. It did actually tick a little bit on towards Nilo there, so they will know that somebody's up towards confidence, and now there's the confirmation as he did peek. Try to spam. They're here, though. All of them are here. This actually could be a bit messy, a bit more of a bloodbath than I think Serbia are banking on. They They call for a double pump on this execute. The flash does catch Adam B. He's talked. And he will get some damage, but he's the one who gets caught. Lumi. Unfortunately, the gun's just not good enough. And it ends up being a flawless round for Serbia, despite the problems that they had kind of looming above them.
Yeah, Adam B had one opportunity and one only. Had to capitalize on an instant kill, but didn't come through. And Serbia navigated swiftly, equalizing this score at 4s. But the guns finally do come back out. They have one more chance here to maintain possession of this game.
Yeah, if Sweden gets 6, I'm actually still pretty happy, though.
Yeah, their offense wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great shot, though, from Collins. Again, that's instinctual. Off the back of the util and the flash, he just takes a pop shot, expecting a swing, and he gets it. Unfortunately, really, Shine just continues to have a little bit of a poor day at Counter-Strike here.
He's really been struggling. It's unfortunate. You want these early experiences on LAN to be a little bit better for him, to give him that confidence moving forward in his development, but he's got to learn it the hard way against some great players.
Oh, Adam is so lucky. That has not spread, and he stays tucked. He plays anti, good for the first. And he's given the luxury of getting out of it.
Wow. But he's going to re-aggress. He's going to go forward into Dragon's crosshairs, and maybe that's a little bit overzealous, but either way, he's been given a little bit of information as to where they could have gone off to.
3 versus 3. And Lumi is barely alive. But Popsky is doing quite well as he gets both coming through mid. Dragon back turn, fair enough, but Kindo just can't trade. And sure, Collins, you've got so much room as he's crept through in towards CT, but bombs dropped, and time, I don't think he can even pick up the bomb and run, even if it was knife out.
You can get one kill silently, but at this point, I don't even think he can get that one now that I think about it. Once Lumi sees or hears one player, it's over. And I think Collins realizes that this is an impossible one, and time will expire. Sweden will get themselves their 5th, and now you just don't want to die after time. You'll still find one, shave Lumi off, but job finished for Sweden. They stay ahead. And Serbia, is this their first timeout?
I think so, yeah. First non-technical one, at least.
Yeah.
There's a brief moment to sort of get that conversation flowing over towards Serbia. A lot of different people that can kind of chime in. Obviously, Emmy, the experienced man, a leader, but you know, you've got different ideas that can come through from players who've played for a long, long time. Collins, of course, himself, Choiv too, in a variety of different teams and lineups, and they can all sort of chip in. Triple M4, double MP9, as they prioritize utility. We look at the buy on this side. Kindo's got this AWP, so the firepower is better over towards Serbia, but it is just one of those where you can never discount these MP9s in the right position, in the right place. They can come live. This is so awkward. Ships the night. They've walked past him, but Shadow do so damn well as he gets his first to keep the numbers level, and they basically get banana control here.
Splendid there for Shine to actually find one. Surprising that he does, that spam is so on point, but either way, it forces Serbia to go hunting through arch side. There's a little bit of a hole, and Nilo gives it right up. That was going to be a freebie, but he's still gotten the information. He still has his life. He's going to go surging forward, thinking that maybe Serbia wouldn't expect this, and they absolutely wouldn't. Trigger discipline now, ready here for him. He's just hoping that he can get that second player, but he'll confirm the first, and now swings it at second and wins it anyways. Beautiful work there from Nilo. And now a 2v4 for Sweden to rest their hand on.
What do you actually do here for Serbia? It's a 2-2 split being called here by Sweden. 35 seconds. Again, creeping our way forward. They do have a little bit of util. 1 smoke, 1 Molotov. Have to be used excellently. They're going for a contact play, and Nilo wants the fight. He's third in the round. The too early when the trigger this one was great, and Nilo gets 2 more. It's a fantastic 4 from him. And he gets a couple of smiles coming through. Sweden, get what I asked. Can we get them towards 6 rounds? I'm pretty happy.
Hey, they could have a little bit more too. Look at the
True.
purchase on the other end. They're actually going to fully invest here, Serbia. And that could mean even 8 in some senses.
Oh, hang on. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's okay. Oh,
Oh, oh,
looked like a tab bug for a second, but I think we're okay.
dude, I gotta say that tab bug is so frustrating.
Why do we not have this in Go? We have it so often in CS2.
I know, right? Volvo.
Please fix. Looks like it's okay though. Tech ball's done. We'll have 2 rounds to work with. A big decision here to be force buying. Do you agree with
I
it?
don't get it. I don't get why.
Yeah, I'd rather just play half buy here, full buy next.
It's not even like you've got Galils and like Mac 10s. It's
Yeah.
Tech 9.
If we had like maybe 1 more Galil in Sport Collins, I could sort of understand it.
Yeah. But now it's all on him to find everything. And he does get some advanced positioning, but there's the retake utility, and immediately that opening style that they wanted to go for has to be switched up. They're going to go back in through brackets and hope that they can find a little bit more success there, but now I doubt that it'll have that same sort of kick to it.
It was quiet before they posture up for an A hit. Gotta get Nilo rotated over sooner rather than later. And as that user set comes down, that's when he starts to make a move. But he's smoked out from both that off brackets and from live. That Molotov is expertly timed. Smoke in the face of Adam, and he'll play on just on the edge of it. It's a great shot from Luby, but it's only good enough for 1. He's trying his best, Adam, but he just can't do enough. And here's where this force buy ends up looking like it's very, very strong, because it might even call an early save here by Sweden.
Now, all of a sudden, Emmy looks like a genius, right? Like,
He is.
getting up through Arch. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He gets all the way up through Arch. Gets through apartments. They get every little bit of map control that they could ask for. And there's only 2 players on the site. So you don't have that truly dangerous crossfire. It's one that's beatable.
And even now with the saves coming through, I mean, Lumi, actually no, they probably can't go into an AWP, can they? Because of loss. So they're only at like
1400.
Yeah, they're only at 1400. Yeah, so yeah, they actually can't even go in towards an AWP here for him.
And they'll still have a buy.
Yeah,
a pretty
exactly.
good one.
They're not rifles across the board. He only gets it if he wants to go glass cannon, which has been pretty popular today, weirdly enough, though.
Yeah,
but
it
not for
has
Sweden.
been.
Sweden have been one of the few sides that actually haven't done it.
I think they've been just a little bit more smart with their economy.
Yeah, and he's been good in the rifles as well.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to gravitate towards it if the economy forces him to. He's not your Searson, you know, your old Searson, but hey,
he's going to go for
time
it.
to buck the trend, I guess.
He's going to go for it. Glass cannon AWP coming through. And I think maybe as well for him, it's probably more of like a self-confidence thing, and also because he's had a bit of a slower map, he's like, right, I haven't been able to use the AWP too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to just try as best I can to make it sing here.
Oh,
A lot of damage now, Adam B. And also, Luby all going to get tagged up. Dragon is stuck. He's pinted in here. Oh, it's a great swing from Kindo. He had to go for a huge one there, and he finds it. So that's the AWP down. And that was the, not the win factor, but the one real helping in this. Already eradicated, and Kindo hits another absolute corker of a shot.
God. His opping has looked solid in this game, but so is his rifling. So much impact here from Kindo. And now Choi will just sell a little something here on this A bomb site as Serbia look to close this round in B. And this is just icing on the cake, really, for the DAR. And now, surely Serbia will equalize here.
No one towards B. So that'll confirm it. 6-all at the half. This retake, obviously, going to give it a go. It's final round, but expectations are very tempered by us. 2 versus 4 with Nilo barely alive. Popsky in the M4. He's the one with the molly and the smoke. So at least they do have a bit of retake utility, but it's going to be very difficult. They're both now going to come in through church, and they're both mollied off, and the molly doesn't even get extinguished by the smoke. So Plopsky goes down to sub 30 before he ends up fighting, and Serbia makes sure that there's no questions left unanswered at the tail end. Pretty decent recovery. It was looking a little shaky at one point.
Yeah, if I'm Plopsky there, I'm yelling at Counter-Strike. I'm yelling at Gabe. I'm saying, how is that not extinguished? Where did it go? Where did the smoke go?
Yeah, interesting. Just a weird little side note, but another team that don't have the IGL in the middle.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they got Nila, right?
Yeah.
Is Nila sitting in the middle?
Your guess is better than mine.
I'm pretty sure it's Nilo.
And I guess Emmy isn't doing it either. It's Kindo.
Yeah, Kindo's in the middle here. Emmy is sitting second
on the
left
to him.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
no,
to
he's
the right.
yeah, he's his left, our right.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the new man now. Either way, hot flash over. Hot flash on the other side of the T center so well, but it's a massacre. Kindo, Emmy, Collins, all clean house, flawless.
Stare
Talk about
down.
a statement.
Stared out there from Collins.
Yeah.
I
Too
love
right,
it.
son. Too right.
Look, if I was on the other end, I'd be a little scared. If
Yeah.
I'm seeing these big Serbian guys like look at me like that,
Bro,
you know?
Dragon is absolutely
These
massive.
guys are units.
Dragon's like,
Genuinely.
oh, what, 6'4" maybe?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
huge, and he is built as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I always hear stories about like Pasha and Snacks at LAN,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
way back in the day, where they would kind of just like stare down their opponents before they'd play. And you hear like accounts from like the NA guys, and they just
Yeah.
talk about how scared they were
Yeah.
before they even get in the server, you know?
There's
Same
a guy in Morocco. He played PUBG Mobile.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what the country was for, but he was 7'2".
Whoa.
Yeah. But you know as well, if you're in America and you're over 7 foot, you have, and if you play basketball, you have like over an 80% chance of making the league.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I like
know.
those odds.
It's just because, so like, obviously, it's just those who play basketball, but like that height alone, they just know how much of an asset you are.
Yeah, you just gotta like force them to get good at it
Yeah.
at that point.
I was saying, I'm gonna become that guy's manager, and I'll get him in the league. I'll take 10%. Even at what's a min contract in the NBA? Like 900K a year at least.
Sure, yeah. You're just gonna have
No,
your,
it is,
your own
yeah.
hustle, I guess.
Yeah, my own hustle. Yeah, because I remember actually Adam Sutherland mentions it. The minimum contract in the NBA, $900,000.
Yeah.
$900,000 a year.
Career change.
Yeah.
Actor, player manager.
What can I say, man? Agent, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, a man of many.
I'll
many
negotiate.
trades.
Hey guys, we'll take the bare minimum, right? Let's get him in the league. Adam B. Nice shot of that deagle. And Collins falls further back. They could get a plant out here. They should get a plant out here. The rotation's a little slow. Now they will get that bomb down. So already, we're taking a positive. There's bits of chip damage that's coming through the smoke, but this is still actually a really scary setup. Because Sweden are trying to play close towards these smokes, it makes the
Oh my god.
kind of
they're
prevalency of the Tech Nines all the more important. Surely we're not posturing for a save here, though.
leaving.
Serbia.
No, they are.
They're pulling away, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
look
my God.
at Choi. He's still
gone.
on A. I mean, I'm thinking that the reason why is that that round right there is like a 50-50, even with the weapon disadvantage. And you don't even want to bother coin flipping it if you're the CTs, just considering you're probably going to have to give away the lead.
Yeah.
And you'll have a weak buy after
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, right? So,
And also, they didn't have any retake util.
yeah. And I mean, it's like one of the worst calls to make as an IGL because you've heard what the buy is. You know what the buy is 100%, but you just can't do anything about it. It's
Yeah.
just the nature of this map as a whole, you know?
Oh, Jame, what have you done to our game?
What happened to the game I
What happened
love?
to the game I love? Jame happened to the game I love. Serbia going to call for their
That was not even good,
second.
man.
I know.
Come on.
You've ruined the game, now you're washed. Come on, man.
Real talk, though, I do hope he comes back.
Yeah. Interesting, though, that when he did an interview like a month and a half ago, and he was saying anybody's ripe for a change on Virtus Pro, especially me. But I did wonder, like, who would they even pick up if they were to go to Jame?
Well, I think Electronic would call, and then they would just get like
Not
a
again.
different rifler.
Not again.
Yeah,
Please.
or an opera, I guess. Monacy.
No. VP wishes.
Well, look, dude, they spent a boatload of money for Electronic.
True.
And I remember when that interview happened, like after he got signed, they were like, we're willing to make big money transfers.
Yeah.
We want to win championships.
Shame they don't even get close at the moment.
I know a lot of viewers are very excited about that because they just don't like how slow they are. But
Yeah.
look, sometimes I do really like watching them when they work good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they're going to gamble on youngsters. The only young IGL I can think of this Russian is Alpha. But obviously he's so young, he's so unproven.
They've just walked out A here, Sweden. They've literally just walked out, shifted all the way up. And Serbia have got no answer.
And now they're so scared of a flank still as well.
Oh my goodness.
Popsky does peek in and lose his life. Oto's smoking, a molly down,
You
Lumi
think
has to
about this,
reposition.
right? Surely.
They've got to give this a go. The only thing is they actually don't have a kit. That's going to make it a little bit more awkward, but they can still hit the shots. Kindo still doing very, very well by his own regard. He's on a fantastic map, but we need a little bit more from him. Dragon, Julie's pulled out. It's scrappy, but it's working, and Lumi gets deleted.
What just happened?
Yeah, that's Counter-Strike, baby.
Well, look, I think this is like the CS2 change, right? Is that there's no graveyard anymore. If there's graveyard there,
Yeah.
that player that's available just tucks in, and it's round over. But now, that crossfire is a much more doable one to break.
It's true.
But still, how does that apartments player not hear
Anyone, anything.
anyone? Like Dragon jumped at the top of apps
Yeah.
and then ran.
yeah, it's true. And
So
still, it's a massive oversight. And wonderful, but should be a freebie of a 9th here for Serbia. Maybe, just maybe, that map 3 is looming. And it felt like we were actually on track for Sweden, especially when they won that sort of round of nothing. It felt like, okay, maybe we're dispelling this the seeds out of Serbia pretty easily, but unfortunately, at the moment, not to be. It's a good tag, though.
Yeah, nice. It actually garners a little bit of space here for Sweden. If they want to take mid. But Kindo is still that looming threat.
Yeah.
Dragon now searching for something on long side. Just a little bit of info would go a long way, and he does spot a shoulder, goes in for the swing, and he'll find his man. Make it 2 for him. And Kindo will shut down the short aggression.
It's lovely
Looking
work.
mighty clean here for Serbia.
I don't think we're getting even a kill here, to be completely honest. And, well, Kindo and Colin's going to make sure that that is the case. 9-7, 2 rounds ahead. 4 rounds away from taking the map, pushing us towards that Ancient. Would be an interesting decide if we get there. That's if we get there, of course. We're not out of this just yet. We saw them sort of pull things back off the... You know, the back of some weird and awkward rounds in map number 1, and they recovered well there on Mirage. And for Sweden, I don't think spell their dream just yet, that 2-0. This is still feeling pretty good for the most part for Serbia. The CT side had a lot of leeway, a lot of leg room they've been gifted over, and they've been utilizing it extremely well. Nilo,
Wow.
he spots one, but both sides decided not to fight.
I'm stunned that Kindo doesn't even bother taking the shot. That's so smartly played. If he gives the shot away, I think that's where a swing comes through and that whole setup gets just disassembled.
Oh.
And Shine is actually beating out the timing. Luckily for Emmy, I say luckily, I thought he would have still just deployed that smoke instantly, but he thought he still had a little bit of time. Shine and Luby capitalize. Blink and he missed it. Sweden's got their 8th.
It's actually a genius move there by Shine.
Yeah.
He's definitely been told by Popsky, go ahead of this smoke, because you've already got the timing on it. Even as it plumes, he's going to be 2 steps in front. And that's where it just completely rolls on towards Emmy. Super well played there. Very fortunate on the periodic jiggle peaks that Emmy's going for. He misses seeing Shine. That is quite simply just a timing play. But, you know, Sweden will take anything they can get at the moment.
Yeah, they need something to rev them up because it does feel like that excitement, that fervor that came from the beginnings of Inferno has very quietly been muted. Starting to hear them a little bit more now, though.
Yeah. I think that little nice was Abdi, which is good. I mean, he's probably the first line of, like, again, sort of rallying the youngsters.
I think he's done a decent job. But, I mean,
in a really horrible predicament,
yeah,
right?
it's horrid, really.
Guaranteed you're not going to be winning this tournament, but you still have to play a game for... Because obviously a lot of tournaments these days don't have a third place match, which, first of all, how important prize money is, I'm so glad we do have a third place match. I
think moving forward, I think we're going to need him
I think we have to, yeah. I wholeheartedly say that third place matches are incredibly important in Counter-Strike. And he's done a good job. Warchoy had the opportunity at 2, and he gets the damage on towards Nilo, but it's not enough.
Oh!
No! What a shot! Gets both, but he sees none of them, basically. And he gets one more behind it. Kindo's had a round here. And it's Nilo who got tagged up earlier, who's left with nothing.
And
wow.
There's Emmy to close. A miraculous shot there from Kindo. He's given the op back and forth in this game so far, but when it matters most, he steps up 23-9. What a map from this guy. Impact and then some, Neo.
Yeah, and they're going to call a timeout off the back of it as well. Partly for them, their third and final timeout, just to say, right, we're so close here. One or two more, well, one more gun round, and we're basically 99% of the way there. Or at least towards guaranteeing overtime.
I feel like they've made, like, every correct economic decision on this defense. There was a questionable one with that force buy, but it worked out for them on the T side. But
yeah, it's a hindsight
here,
thing.
Yeah. But here it's like, I don't know. I really liked the save calls in a lot of these like 4v4s or like the 4v5s where the bomb goes down without them knowing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know, it went out of our favor. We can't really do anything about it. Let's just make sure that we're ready, set for the next one.
Yeah. While we've got a tech pause, I want to change the subject once again.
Yes.
Speaking of economic decisions, though.
What stocks have you invested in?
In a game like Mobile Legends Bang Bang, right, which is getting played currently.
Great name, by the way. I've got to say. Look, I'm not involved with MOBAs all too much, but seeing like esports charts and like seeing Mobile Legends Bang Bang as number one,
it's great.
Will be always.
I just love the addition of Bang Bang. Like Mobile Legends probably would have been
there's no need. There's no need for it, but of course it
the
just
Bang
makes
Bang's
it so much funnier.
Was it phonetic that was called? Like just like a little phonetic.
Onomatopoeia.
That's an onomatopoeia right at the end there.
Yeah.
I love it. But what I was thinking with MLBB, right, is there like a what do you call it? Like a top spec phone, like, you know, like one phone that's like,
God,
do you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
yeah.
can you do they min max the phones?
Dude, that'd be so funny, right?
Like it's like it's like a tier list where it's like, I don't know, maybe
if you're using
an
iPhone user playing this game. I don't know. I'm like spitballing.
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't know, like you kind of like could be like where, I don't know, like iPhone might be like the best or whatever, but then like
you play on
like
an Android, really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're in Huawei. But actually, no. In all fairness, I feel like they have like.
Well, so some teams probably have no choice.
Oh yeah, sponsors, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was speaking to Naisu, one of the commentators, and he said like, in the long time that he's worked there, he's actually been sent phones by sort of companies.
Wait, that's so cool.
Mirko's just walking past. If they weren't about to commentate, I actually would bring him over to answer to ask that question. But yeah, is there like I'm actually trying to look now on screen what phone they're using. That one's got a charging port in the side, like the top side.
Interesting.
What's that one there?
That's not an iPhone.
No, that's not an iPhone.
I feel like there are some gaming phones now. I know like Razer did something.
Oh, dude, I used to have a gaming phone back in the day. It was like I forget what his name was, like a Sony something or other, and it was basically like a mini PSP. It had like a little.
That's actually so cool.
It had like a joystick on it and stuff.
It must have been heavy as hell though.
Yeah, it was useless too.
Couldn't actually call on said phone.
Yeah,
when
when I played, it was sick when I played like not Gran Turismo. I forgot what the mobile one was called. Asphalt.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
throwback one
People,
time.
people that sweated in asphalt, me,
Yeah,
obviously,
me,
but
yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah,
The music was so good.
exactly. It was sick.
Oh,
Did you ever play, not a mobile game, but did you ever play Burnout Paradise?
it was like the same vein, yeah, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
arcadey type, that
Yes.
racer. Yeah,
That was one
yeah.
of my favorite games. Every time you'd
Fun
open up the
game.
game as well, it'd be, it played Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. Yeah, it was
Oh.
good. It was good.
Look, I have a game, a mobile game that you might remember. Or
Is it
might
Pokemon Go?
Not. No.
The Go.
Have you heard of Infinity Blade?
It rings a bell, but I don't think I played it.
It was like one of those paid games, like early iPhone days.
Yeah.
And basically, it was like you had to pay like $1 or $2, but like obviously, like for us back then, that was like super expensive
like,
because you didn't want to touch
Paying
it.
for a
Yeah.
mobile game?
Yeah, but
Excuse
like
me?
it was like that game where you would have like a sword,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
And you would go up against like bosses,
Okay.
and you would have to like parry their attacks and then like
Right.
attack them and stuff.
What did
Ugh,
I play? I played bad mobile games.
You've definitely seen
I
it.
had an addiction to this one recent, like not even that long ago, called Dragon Quest or something.
Dragonville?
Yeah, like Dragon City.
one
or
where you, like,
something.
breed
merge
dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I actually still got it downloaded. Wait, Dragon. What is this one? What's it called?
Dragonville, I swear.
What is it called? Open. I haven't even got it downloaded. Oh,
Fraud,
I had it
actually,
downloaded.
I think.
I've deleted it. That's unfortunate. But I probably because I was addicted to it. That's probably why. But I played that game so damn much.
Because it pings
No,
you
Dragon
like every...
City. Yeah, it
okay.
pinged me every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Dragon City. That one. I was addicted to that for a while. I've got back into Pokemon Go recently.
Yeah, you had me walking to the edge of the venue for
Yeah.
your stupid gym.
Man, there was a Pokestop there, man. I need to spin it. I hadn't done my daily spin.
Okay, look. Here, I got you screenshots.
Yeah. Another.
Look at this.
Whoa, that looks like high quality.
Yeah, because you're paying for it.
Oh yeah, true. That looks really good. Weirdly
Yeah.
enough. That looks like that looks better than Bloodborne.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
Another one just before
You're
we-
lucky we don't have console viewers in here.
Yeah.
Because they'd be mad pissed.
Yeah, watching this on like 144p. Guy.
Yeah.
You're 60 FPS. None of that here. Another side note, one that I started playing again recently for like aeroplanes. There's two. Score Hero, you might not know that one, but that was good.
I love
you know that
Score
one?
Hero.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Banger. I got that because that's just, you can play it offline. And then the logo quiz. You know, we should guess logos.
Dude,
It's so fun.
I love logo quizzes.
It's so,
oh my
it's
god.
so fun just to like go through them. So that was actually what I did a lot on my 6-hour flight here.
You know what? It's time to kill 6 hours on the way back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna download it.
That's fine. Collins does well. So back in towards the game. And an incredibly important round for Sweden. Doesn't start well, but the response isn't exactly bad. Nilo could have gone in front of that Molotov. But we'll have to see whether it's a smart or bad decision that he decides not to. There's still a move elsewhere, and a long play is on the card. Shine comes through as he finds an important one, and Dragon backside. Got to go big. Still, these 1-for-1 trades benefit the T side, but Dragon has given them a chance, and that's where that long play pounces. And a smoke in towards short gives them a plant here.
Whew, I thought Adam B would have taken a little too much time there, but he gets his act together, pushes through his own moto smoke, and finds the necessary kill. It puts it all on to Collins. A doable 1v2, but that smoke is one where he's going to really make a hard decision. Does he want to go through? And that gap suggests that he will. And maybe it gives a little bit of a false information, and Adam B will close. 2v1 confirmed for Sweden, and a little bit of pace off of the tech timeout. And Serbia can't keep up the tempo.
The real issue, though, is even though Sweden win that, they still take so much damage, essentially, that their bye's actually really awkward, right? They get a bomb plant, but it's still, we've got to bring Galils to the play, right? And that's probably the one thing. I mean, even Lumi's probably got to go in towards a Galil here at the best. He can't go for an AK. So it actually means that even though Serbia loses the round, they still have the advantage in towards round number 20.
Well, we'll look at the bye now for Serbia, because they were also in a very weird spot.
But
You've
4
got
out of 5
an
premium
MP9.
rifles.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Lumi's
Lumi's
actually
like
selling
Deagle.
for utility.
Yeah. That's what I mean, right? This is where...
This might be for the game. Just straight
Yeah.
up.
Yes, you know, exactly. This is an incredibly important swing round. Winner of this not only gets the this round, but the one after it. So you kind of get a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah.
And in Serbia's case, that could more or less be the game.
Interesting situation. We've had some weird buys in this game. Oh, that must be a little bit of missed utility. But either way, they're going to go charging up Banana straight into Emmy. The captain deals with the boost, looks for some more spam. And that's, I mean, it's really ballsy to have your in-game leader play that up close and personal, but it nets them a lot.
Goes quiet, off it. Did make noise there falling off. So, gonna play out front. Anti-flash is actually really good, but the shots behind it are so shaky. There's still a CT player, and Dragon can't pounce in the way that he wants, but his nade does a hell of a lot of damage for him. He's still got the sight. That is ultimately all that Sweden care about. Molotov deep in towards Church too will deny a rotation, a bomb planting right side fountain. Adam B through the smoke, spams down Dragon. 2 versus 3 in favor of the Swedes. They're in a good spot here. They might go for a new box boosters. They double up, but it's a pretty mean crossfire of a dark player as well, and there's no molly to clear either of them. They've got one smoke, and the smoke might even end up being used over towards Banana as it's planted for Banana. But it looks like Serbia's going to pull away, and that will be Sweden walking over round. Now, how much they save here is the question.
Weird bounce on that smoke,
Yeah.
but it lands nonetheless.
Oh.
They're trying to get a gun away from these two, but Kindo and Troy will stay alive. Sweden equalize at 10s. And that's a really tough round for Sweden to get over the line.
Yeah.
I mean, just the amount of chaos going on in that bomb site, and I honestly thought with how well Serbia played it, that it'd be okay, but we've still got a little bit to go, and we've got another tech timeout, so I guess now I'll pose another question.
Go on.
I need another underrated mobile game.
Because
Because we're basically in like the Mobile Legends Bang Bang stage. But they graciously allowed us some space here.
I got another one. One that I actually played again recently, but I used to play when I was like back in secondary school. So
yeah, okay.
it's called, I think it's Hungry Shark, I think it's called.
Oh, that's a
where
good
you're like,
one.
Where you can upgrade your sharks as you get more.
Yeah. And
eat
you
more
could like
fish and stuff.
jump onto the beach and like eat humans and then go back in.
Yeah, and you can like get people paragliding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta have a good shark.
Yeah, you gotta get a couple upgrades to that one.
Yeah.
But that one I started playing again for a bit. However, I mean I must not have realised when I was young because I had the attention span of a toddler. But there's only one map, and it's not even that big.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a good enough shark, eventually you're just like kind of just like messing around for
Once
a
you
while.
play like 2 hours worth, you've kind of done your job. There,
Yeah,
really, you know
yeah.
What I mean? Like,
at that point, I'm not grinding in for like I don't know, like the Jaws or whatever. Like
yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
doing
Or
it.
like a megalodon. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm not doing
You
that.
can have that.
I think what else I used to play.
Have you played head soccer?
Oh, of course.
Of
I
course,
was a
right?
big
Yeah,
head
okay.
soccer fan.
Dude, I
But
remember we
that
would
was
have
mad
like tournaments,
competitive.
bro.
Yeah, in
we would have
school.
tournaments at school. It was so fun.
It was like really competitive in school.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
used to really go head to head in that.
Who is your country? Who were you going for?
Just England.
Okay, fair. What
know.
was his ultimate? I forget.
I actually don't remember. Oh, did we freeze them? Might have freeze them.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
I feel like I remember them being on an ice block.
Legitimately, I only remember the Korea one.
What was the Korea one?
It's just like a blue like
Oh,
Hadouken type
yes,
thing.
Yeah. I remember like, I want to say it was like Japan was like a meteor strike that you couldn't do anything about.
No, that was Ghana because I remember him going meteor strike.
Yes, yeah. It was so dumb. You couldn't do anything about it. They would just score. It was a guaranteed goal.
Yeah,
or at least like some of the other ones, like they weren't always a guarantee. You like get knocked out. Or whatever.
You could like block them sometimes.
Yeah.
If you like timed it right, it would be like a parry.
Yeah, but like the Ghana one, you just couldn't. Like,
Yeah.
You get a meteor strike. There's nothing you could do.
What a good game.
What a good game. I never really was like inside the PUBG mobiles.
Dude,
That
I
was
didn't
after my
even.
time.
I would never have a phone that was good enough for it.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's just like, well, I just want to play it on PC anyways, you know?
Yeah. Probably runs just as good.
Yeah, at this point, genuinely.
I did play PUBG actually for the first time in about 4 years. A couple of months ago, I was in a layover
Really?
in Dubai.
Oh,
And
okay,
I
fair.
had like a 4-hour layover. Played a bit of a, is it Black Myth Wukong, is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
didn't enjoy it. Can't
I
lie.
don't know.
Not
I
my
don't
type
know,
of game.
yeah,
But I've never been into, what are they called, like Souls?
Souls-like games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played one before, and that was like it, and I like died immediately. Also, like when you're in a layover for like 3 hours.
I think that's the worst way to
Yeah,
handle
exactly.
layover. Yeah.
So I then played like a bit of CS, got called a cheater, which was, you know, really good for the ego. And then yeah, a bit of PUBG, which was actually like, you know, it's pretty fun, but it's no Fortnite. Fortnite no build. Fortnite OG no build.
This player break's gonna go crazy.
Me and Paladin, like, we'll run it up. Well,
You guys in NA better be scared.
yeah, we'll go band for band. I don't even care.
Well, it's a little bit of a save here for Serbia. A1S's for Kindo and Troy that was saved from the previous, but this is the conversion and the lead looking to be taken. Unless Troy has something else to say. Nobody watching from Sweden that for a lane push. And that may cost them now in the 4v5.
Moving up towards B. That's where we want to finish here. On a re-aggress, it's really good. Kindo gives them a chance, but it's not enough, and it's 2 USPs on the site and inside of a Molotov to make matters worse. Burning to a crisp, a team dink, but the site more or less taken. It's Emmy, who is a fleshy being with no armor, and he's getting a kill. How? He's still alive. He's trying to buy time for the rotation. Thankfully, it doesn't happen. And they start asking, where are they? They're actually so close here. It's a 1 versus 2, and we might actually be on. Shine. He's in a poor day of Counter-Strike. He's got to hear them coming their way forward. Has a molly, and he opts not to use it. He wants to fight. The first eludes him, and they're going to lose to what is essentially eco. 2 save rifles. That is a really bad round to lose for Sweden.
Yeah, there's the explosion as well for Serbia. They felt that one. It's been a grueling inferno for both sides. And at the end of it all, Serbia stays resilient. I think you're exactly right. I mean, that is a bad round to lose if you're Sweden.
Yeah.
That's the one that you're supposed to convert. You look at the buy. You look at the mistake in how they took brackets as well. Very lax in their approach.
Yep.
All in on Arch. Nobody watching for any sort of lane presence. And then just a quick reroute to B, which definitely felt like a Hail Mary call at that point, just hoping that they have enough info. And now look at their purchase into this one. It's their turn to be questioning everything. 2 Tech 9s and a Galil involved.
Yeah, they need incredible amounts of luck here, Sweden. Oh, it's not easy. It really isn't. Nilo. One of the few upgraded AKs to work with, and Choi plays the angle perfectly. So he just doesn't get spotted in from that boiler peak.
Missed Molly. So
Yeah,
that means
that's true.
car control is free here for Sweden. And they have very lackluster utility. They've got to just go with this flash. Here comes the smoke, and here comes the attack.
Barron in the way in. One in towards Dark. In towards first orange as well. Emmy's running out of ammo. But Collins still trying to keep the level alive. It might still be super awkward, but Emmy gets his reload off, and he gets his kill. The Tech 9 tapping and not doing enough. Lumi should get spammed, should get dropped, will. And it's all down to Nilo. He's had a great clutch on this map in the past, but it's not going to be the same today. Serbia give themselves map point and the potential of going towards Ancient. Sweden may have let this chance slip.
They had them on the ropes there. They really did. And unfortunately, just fumbling in a situation where you've just got to get that conversion through. You've just got to be diligent with how you're taking the map control. You can't skip steps.
Yeah.
You can't skip steps against a team like Emmys, where they've just got things very well in order. They're going to have something a little bit unorthodox here and there. You've got to be expectant of these ideas. And now what do they have to defend their honor in this second map?
That was the all-in call,
Pots
right?
and pans.
That was the gamble. And it doesn't pay off. Nilo with the Deagle. It's just upgraded pistols to work with. It's such an unfortunate situation that they've put themselves in. Something miraculous has to go wrong for Serbia, for Sweden to even be in for a chance of winning this round. Flash ever towards long is good. Gets info on the AWP, but they're not going to kill him, they're not going to overwhelm him, so still a 5-on-5 in the reset. Molotov is good, and it will keep them at bay so they can't even dive out in towards shore. And that is confirmed information for Serbia to work with, hence why we're starting to swarm and put the numbers here. Deal getting close but no cigar. A Lurk smoke on the T side as well, and they need Adam B to do something pretty miraculous himself. That smoke will at least keep Choive at bay. They start flooding their way forward. Tech9s can be scary at the best of times. Bouncing an A. Kindo does so well. And Choive, as he falls, Kindo responds. All down to 1 and not 2B. Kindo does brilliant work in towards backside, staying alive there.
How do they stay alive, Serbia, man? I mean, genuinely a grueling map, but they hold on just long enough to pounce in that 11-10 situation that Sweden had. And from then on out, it was no turning back. They knew exactly what they needed to do to shut them down. And it was just very smart Counter-Strike. Nothing too abrasive.
Yeah.
And it really just comes down to bucking the trend of these defaults a little bit,
Yeah.
and kind of really making them think. And Plopsky unfortunately just couldn't come up with that game-winning call to kind of close it.
I agree. I think they really felt incredibly flat. It honestly just seemed like Sweden ran out of ideas. You know, we've seen them have problems on this map, and that's now, what, 3 for 3 in this tournament for Serbia on Inferno. They've looked really good in it. It's been a strong part of their pool, and it did feel like an inherent punish pick. And of course, in the server, it was exactly that. It's not game over. There's still a map number 3. Ancient is where we are going to be heading for that one. But the way we're looking at things now, it's actually about the mental recovery and the reset for Sweden. We'll see if they can do it. But before we get there, of course, over to the boys on the desk.
Yes, indeed, Serbia even the odds. Felt for a long time there that it was going to be a 2-0 affair, but Serbia intent on keeping us here for one map longer. A better performance from them, of course. Mirage, not really much positives, I guess, for Serbia, but Inferno more so. That's the team we expected to be in the grand final, frankly, the team that just won that map.
Yeah, well, I guess the same can be said for the one that
Yes.
lost the map as well. But yes, that was a much better showing from Serbia. Got to give massive props immediately to Kindo, obviously. That first half of this really set the tone for Serbia, and yeah, they couldn't really match it on the Swedish side in that sense. And again, I feel like we're seeing a Swedish team that, again, are meant to have more to play off of. They're meant to have more things going for them as a team, and they're still the ones coming up short in a lot of ways. They've been stagnant on multiple maps now, both on T side this time and CT side, which has me worried. Again, I think we can kind of, you know, safely proclaim that Inferno is not a great map for them, but it's still not an excuse to kind of be out of refreshing IDs, to put it that way, or a different approach to what you can do on your T side 4 rounds in.
Yeah, it felt like for me the first half was okay for Sweden. Adam B got going early on that A site, which was important to get them off to a decent start. Nilo started to grow into the game on that CT side, and you thought, okay, yeah, you won the pistol, which helped, but you got into a pretty good position. And then, yeah, that second half, I mean, there's obviously that round towards the end where that B site just crumbles against the pistols.
Yeah.
And that's just a really frustrating round to lose, and it felt like Sweden didn't have the just the protocols there to deal with that play when they should have. So
Which shouldn't happen, right?
It really
for a
shouldn't.
team.
It really shouldn't. Yeah.
And it's not the first time we've seen Sweden lose anti-A, because more often it's after, you know, winning a pistol and not converting that second round, which happened here as well, but they do fight back immediately to reset Serbia again. So I guess that much damage wasn't done overall. But again, it's a bit of a trend of a worrying theme, or a theme of a worrying trend, if you want to put it that way. To you know, with Sweden not necessarily crossing their T's and dotting their I's when they need to, because they're gonna get punished for it. And it's such a silly way to lose games. And they've now been in a position where they, you know, this could have cost them a way to the finals, and now potentially also a bronze medal.
Yeah, definitely. And on the Serbia side, having a couple of other players step up, definitely nice. Still a little concerning maybe that some of the big names haven't exactly showed up in some of these maps so far, but yeah, very close one here. And Sweden on that T side, I felt like they were going for a lot of these quick plays early in the half grouped, and they were working pretty well, but that was the moment. 10-10, losing that round, the USP's in there. It looked like there was a team dink in there. Nilo got down low and had to go back to Banana in the 2v2. He goes down. And also credit to Emmy on the Serbia side. He, in the second half, I think, stepped up after Kindo was so key in that first half for them.
It just feels like today's been a brutal day for Sweden. Just,
yeah.
they are so good on the first half, and then the second half comes along, and for whatever reasons, just the mistakes go through the roof. They've had so many opportunities to win these maps. That will take its toll mentally. There is pressure on the leadership of this team just to stay calm. I mean, it's only one more map. It's what I would say to the boys at the moment. Just one more map, guys, before we fly out. Let's give it our all, but that is easier said than done.
It is. One thing I would like to see, obviously, a bit of a bounce back as well. Going into the semifinals, we had 3 players, I'd say, who performed very, very well in the likes of Nilo, Plopsky, and Adam B. And I think for what we've seen out of them so far, it's been 1.5 players who have shown up, and that would be Nilo. I can give him all the excuses in the world in that sense. He's done his part. He's working hard. He's trying his best. Adam B have had good maps and good impact for the most of the times so far in the series we've seen. Plopsky have just kind of disappeared, and that is a worry. Like, you can't go from being a 1.3 rated player, leading into this, and then just not have any sort of impact to really write home about once you're done. So that needs to change before map 3. I think Ancient is a much better suit for them, I'd say. I think obviously they're going to feel more comfortable. I was a little bit surprised by why they didn't pick Ancient in the semifinals as their go-to pick instead of Mirage. Because again, they've looked good on it. They beat Norway pretty handily in the group stages. So yeah, I think that should be a good stage for them to kind of right their wrongs, and for Plopsky to have a bounce back game at the very least. I would also like to see more out of Shine. Again, like, if the calling's not necessarily seeming to be on top, etc., we need to have something that we can kind of show for, and that needs to be individual in this case. So you can't necessarily miss out on both aspects of it as an in-game leader.
Yeah, it's tough to say on the calling front whether it's his fault or whether it's just the team play between the teammates is just not on point here. It seems like that's the case on the LAN. I also did want to bring up that Plopsky point. From everything we've been told, your time on NIP is not meant to count, and you're meant to bounce back and then be better on any other team you go to. Well, Plopsky, you've got to prove that, because we're not seeing that here. And Plopsky, I was hoping, would have that resurgence, be a star on this team, and say, hey, I'm coming in here, I'm the big man, I was on NIP, let me do my thing. Well, if this is his thing, I'm thoroughly disappointed, Alan.
Ancient to come, one opportunity remaining for Plopsky. We hope he can, not disappoint Hawker anymore. That would be bad. Anyway, yes, one more map. Winner of this takes the bronze medal. Quick break and we're back. We'll get into map number 3. We'll see you then.
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head. To go for the run. It's the fire. It's the fire.
Well, no surprises that we're going to a map number 3. Every single series we've had here on the stage has had a 3-map affair, and this one is no different. We're going towards that ancient. It sort of is anyone's game, but I think the way in which Serbia played at the tail end there, they might come in towards this one with a lot of that confidence.
Yeah, now we got to call into question fatigue, right?
Yeah.
It's been a very long day for both of these teams.
Yeah.
There's not even a championship at the end of it. It's prize money. It's how much do you want it? How much do you want that win? How much do you want that placement at IESF is the real question now.
Yeah.
And it's really got to get you to think about how much is that 5% extra going to matter.
And what sort of players are you, right? Are you one of those ones who, because it's not a trophy, is it a little bit less of a thought process for you? Or is it one of those where it's like, understanding that long term, the ramifications of just an extra 5 or 10K could make a big, big difference to invites next year, especially for teams, I think primarily like Metasport, right? They need that extra 5 or 10K. Right? This is a side that at one point were inside of that top 30. They've lost that. They're now just shy. I mean, they're like just out of the top 50 now. I think like 47 or something like that. So they want to be getting back in towards kind of at least the top 40, even not top 30 to replacement if they want invites. So prize pool like this, as much as it's not the first place 100K, it still makes a big difference getting in towards third.
I was thinking about like 9 when we were talking about RMR qualification. I think we were like 2 or 3 points off from making it through.
It was one best of 3. I actually spoke to an analyst at 9.
Yeah.
They lost a third map in a best of 3, and that cost them the RMR. How insane
and
is that?
genuinely, like, I mean, that is for like a random CCT tournament or like a qualifier, right? This is a chance where it's either it's 5 to 10K more, which is a heck of a lot more than like one of those like measly like CCT best of 3s, right? So,
and even if we take it out of the context of like, you know, the prize money for next year, man, that's like, you know, a new watch or something for somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
surely,
like a PS5 or something of the sort. So you're kind of going to take that in some vein. You know what I mean? Like, at least be like, okay, cool. I'm going to get myself a double Big Mac, not a Big Mac this time. You know what I mean? I can afford
well, for
it.
gamers, you know, that is the kind of mentality, right? I got a couple more DoorDashes in me.
Yeah. I got a few more in me.
I don't have to get the DoorDash sub. I can just I can go full send.
Yeah, I'll pay a 10% tip. Yeah, there we go. Tipping's big in your culture, not really so much in ours.
It is.
So it is one of those where, you know, even the small things, it could just mean, you know, a little bit more. I mean, I think third place is 25K, I think it's second's 50, 100K for first, I'm right in saying. And then it obviously kind of drops off a little bit kind of after that, but you still get decent money. I think it's even for finishing inside of the playoffs, you're still getting like 4K. So this one map will be the difference maker. Questions, of course, of who will take it and who will be crowning themselves with at least a small little personal victory of a bronze medal.
The medal match here at IESF WEC for Counter-Strike 2, and Sweden getting to start on their defensive side as Serbia go barreling into an open A bomb site. Smoke up for Dona, meaning that's going to be a 5v5 retake here to kickstart this decider.
Not easy. Ramping up for it as well. Waiting. They had a player in towards Dona who still remains there.
No kid.
And it's all down to 4 of them coming through Temple and CT. Molotov, as it pops open, 3 players spot around that corner. It's a big Temple play in the post blonde. And they come numbers swarming out. Trait are actually pretty good. Tap on towards that bomb as well. And swing around that corner. Lumi's got to hit a couple of crispy shots here. And we sort of need him to. They've got to get going. Time ticking. We don't have any more time. Even if he gets the kills, he cannot defuse the bomb. So Serbia are going to win the round off the clock alone.
And you know, the reason why I'm calling no kit so early is that when it comes to the A bomb site, having to suss out that many angles and not having any utility either to cut down the number of angles to clear, it's going to have to be a squeaky clean retake. Genuinely, you have to guess every angle as to where all these T's are going to be, and you have to hit the shots pretty much instantaneously. And obviously, it's a very low percentage, so...
Yeah, instantaneous timeout by Serbia, too.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting call.
Don't see that very often, really.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, honestly, I'd say Metasport do that.
More than anyone, yeah. I'm trying to think, there's another tide. I think Sinners are the other one, off the top of my head, who do this all the time.
Sinners will, like, take all 3 timeouts.
Yeah. I remember casting them recently, and they won 2-0, and in 3 out of 4 of their pistol rounds, win or lose, they call a timeout straight away. It's an interesting thing, but honestly, it kind of works. They picked a win earlier in the RMRs. They beat Saw, start things off.
They got battered by, I think, Navi or something like that.
Yeah,
it was a good team.
Fair enough.
One of those good teams.
But Oscar ball is still flowing, and that's all that matters,
Hey,
really.
I will up Oscar any day of the week. I'll tell you that much.
This round, a non-starter, really. We haven't even got like one pop flash. Now, shout out my goat one time. This is Anders' pet peeve.
Yeah, he loves the
one
one
flash,
flash purchase. Yeah,
He's like, why not? Because look, imagine a flash here. That could have been a lot better of a fight. I mean, it wasn't even terrible in the end, but
yeah.
Anders loves just a little pop flash there. Because hey, I mean, that could have actually been pretty messy if there was a flash over. That could have been 2 or 3 kills
because
before the trades.
There's enough time that even if they get out of that gray screen effect faster, and you've got players that are dabbing as well, so it would have been better. Shout out Nothing for the one time. I miss Nothing, man.
Does he dab?
Well, he does the flashbang dance, right?
Does it have a dab in it?
Yeah, it's like the.
Oh yeah, of course.
I wish we could have like a picture-in-picture of me. Like,
I remember I had to watch
Yeah.
that at the Stockholm Major.
Oh right.
Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah.
That was really painful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was our warm-up to the final.
Well, at least it was a good final.
Yeah. Then he ruined it for me though.
It's not as bad as the DJ Khaled Overwatch performance. I don't know if you've
Do
seen
you know
that
what?
before.
I've heard so much about it, but I've never actually took time to watch
Well,
it.
after this, between games, I'll show you. It's truly hilarious. He has no idea what's going on, and neither does the crowds. It's great.
It's like, that is definitely just not, they're not DJ Khaled listeners, let's be honest. Like,
yeah. And he's like, who are you guys? Why do you have, why are you dressed like Junkrat?
oh,
I guess you wouldn't know what Junkrat is.
Yeah.
But like, you know.
were they dressed as League of Legends characters? Like,
Yeah,
a cosplay?
like the Overwatch character.
Probably
yeah,
didn't
the
even know what cosplay
yeah.
was, right?
Yeah.
It's just, it's like, damn, that's a funky outfit.
Choiv has just got one through the floorboards like that. I mean, I don't know how you get that locked down, but they'll take it every day of the week, and they want to catch these players in transition. The trades look good, and Emmy will make sure that looks even better. Lumi chimes in, and Lumi will chime in with one more. It's all up to Collins. He'll take a fake tap, but Lumi swings into the angle. What a play there from the Swedish Opera. 7-1 to start out these first 3 rounds.
Yeah, safe to say he's not doing too bad.
Not bad at all.
You know, obviously, you know, for Lumi, I think in basically every game that we've spoken about from kind of just prior to playoffs onwards, unfortunately, it's going to be one of those conversations where it's like, he is the weaker AWPer of his opposition. Like, even in this game, I would still actually say Kindo is the better AWPer, but Lumi keeps proving that he's got a hell of a lot of talent on his own side, right? And he's in his own respect. And you know, especially in just the kind of a micro scale of Sweden, I would say for the kind of that Metasport side, I would probably say he's a bit of an upgrade over Jaquinho.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he's still a very fresh player, and I genuinely think his ceiling is very high.
Yeah, because I've seen some lights out games where.
Yeah.
But you know, credit to Jaquinho as well. He's also calling, so it's not always the easiest thing to do both.
Well, he wasn't calling it
for a little bit. Yeah, true.
Yeah. But I'm with you. I think that if you can harness that ceiling a little bit more, I think it could be a real threat. I think Metasport could be a real threat. Sweden, that is.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can see that. You've seen a little bit of those flashes in this series and in this tournament. But right now, the story is being written by Dragon as he finds 2 entries into this A site. Smoke should be up for CT, and that bomb is a little bit a ways away, but should be getting here just in time. Sweden, either way, are wanting nothing to do with it and to save these 3 guns.
And a good time to kind of continue discussing about kind of Sweden. And it does feel like the only thing that we need out of Sweden, and probably even to have made them potentially kind of a championship level team, is probably just like a little bit more out of shine. He's obviously had a really, you know, it happens, but he's just had a bit of a rough day, simple as that. He doesn't make the greatest roles, which, you know, you can give him sort of the benefit of the doubt with, but he has really struggled to kind of showcase his impact in his numbers.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I always look towards, like, how can you improve these teams? And I just think about the good work that Eyeballers are doing with some of their players.
Dude, that Poi
Poi,
kid,
yeah.
like 17 or whatever, I might have just turned 18,
Genuinely.
whatever. He's talented. He looks
So much
really cool.
fun.
I caught his debut with Eyeballers and a couple more games after that. And granted, the Eyeballers team themselves, no offense, useless. Right, they're not a good team. But Poi is a good player. He has a lot
Well,
of
look, I
talent.
think what they're doing in the scene is so important for Sweden, and someone's
Yeah.
got to do it.
Yeah.
And I would much rather it be like JW and Flusha to do it
Well,
rather
no longer
than.
Flusher, rest in peace.
Well,
He's
he's still involved with Eyeballers
I think he
operations,
owns
I believe.
part of it. I think
Yeah.
he doesn't play anymore.
Yeah, he
though.
doesn't
But
play anymore,
He actually
yeah.
tweeted interesting. Did you see this? He tweeted like, I think just another week ago, that he wants to start coaching.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He said, streaming's not doing the competitive itch for me, so I'm open to coaching offers. Which, that'd be cool. I mean, Golden's obviously started doing it again. So we'll see how that one pays out. Lumi, 1-4-1, but the numbers trade go in favour of Serbia on this D side. They've got decent mid control, and they now don't have to commit, really, here. They can actually call for a brief pause, and they can creep walk their way up mid.
And that they shall. You do still have a late lurk in Collins. That's been spotted out by Plopsky. He's got to win this fight. The flash is a little late, and Plopsky plays ahead of it. Evened out, but instantly traded back for Serbia as they retain the man advantage. Trading has been effective, and now they want to scamper into this B bomb site. It's a walk-off between both of these teams as neither wants to give away a sound cue, and Sweden will actually get there first. And now it's Shine sees a little bit of utility. He'll commit to the site proper. He clears out the center of Cave. And now he should be there to at least take this first engagement, but he's been spotted. And Kindo will chime in as well. Great mid-round there from Serbia as they claim a fourth.
Serbia looking really, really hot at the moment. This is now where we're seeing consistency across gun rounds, pistols. I mean, it's exactly what you want to see out of the Serbian side. And how wild would it be as we head into this map number 3 that we can legitimately discuss the potential of the reigning champs not even finishing top 3 in this tournament?
I mean, 2 reverse sweeps, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh. And coming in, I mean, like I remember when I first saw them on like day 1, like these guys were like locked in. They got
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the whole kit out. They're all like, you know, listening to their music
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like they're just here on a mission, and it all just kind of comes crashing
Yeah.
down right in front of them.
It's true. It's very true. To get double reverse sweeps, man, I can't even imagine sort of the mental side of that.
Yeah.
And I think especially because of sort of expectations of Sweden too, they are the favourites, or they were the favourites in this tournament. And sort of every match that they played, they've been expected to win. When they picked up a loss towards the groups, it was like this big kind of shock and horror, but with the understanding from us, like, okay, they picked up one best of one loss, but they're still the clear favourites in towards playoffs.
You think about it from like a veto perspective
Yeah.
as well. They should be winning every BO3 veto, but they've just not had that killing blow. And it looks like Kendo and Dragon definitely do. They just go smashing their head into middle and find everything to go Serbia's way. Bomb plan should be secure on that A side, as it's all up to Shine here in the 1v4. He's been spotted, and sure, he finds one, but he can't transfer on to the second, and he's being pincered in, whether he knows it or not. Collins should have this round under lock and key, and they're going to confirm that B bomb plan as well, just to make matters worse.
What does Shine actually even do here? Yeah, I think he just has to save. Again, unfortunately, there's no two ways about it. There's just no point giving a 1v3 a go. He got no kit, 21 points of HP. This isn't worthwhile. Kinder's having an absolute cracker of a game. 10-4 so far.
Doing it on the rifle, man.
I know. He's so good with both, though. And this is the thing, you know, we were talking about this yesterday, actually. This is how this is how AWPers actually get to the top level in CS2. Because you've got to be a hybrid. You no longer can be good on the AWP and then, you know, feasible on that rifle. You've actually got to be solid across both. And that's something which is what makes Kindo so damn scary.
You think about just T-sides at top level, like you go down like tier 1, you think at you think about like Wonderful, you think about Zaiwu, you think about Monacy.
Yeah.
These guys all have elite rifling ability, right? And you see that on their T side, they don't have to rely upon post plants having a sniper. They can can do so much work in the clutch with rifles.
It's very true. It is very true. Sweden going to go for a timeout. It's weird to go for a timeout now rather than towards your next gun round. I mean, I guess it's probably kind of where you can sort of have the equivalent of a back-to-back timeout. Because you can use this next one as sort of just in itself, a kind of existence timeout.
It's just so much harder to do on CT side, considering, you know, Serbia can really just exert how much ever space they want. So very weird scenario, but we'll see what Sweden want to do with it. You've got some armor to boast, which means that if you do get a gun, you might start taking this one a little bit more seriously. And you actually get up close and personal with this 5.72, so...
And do you know what? Credit to them, they actually got a little bit of armor in the investment, right? So
yeah, exactly.
they're actually giving this, it's like a soft look in, you know what I mean? The only issue is, though, the one man who's not got armor, not got any sort of upgrade of weapon is the one who's about to be pressured. Flash into a CT, not close. It's a little dicey, but they do a very good job of isolating those two fights. They just make sure the donut player can't swing out and make sure the backside player can't trade. I think an arm might be spotted here. It's the bomb. But Choiv wants to fight. Dragon will go in. He wants one of those ecos. Feed me, he says. Aim down. Look down, Kindo. You're so close. But so far. He gets it in the end. And a flawless round. Don't really break a sweat.
Yeah, I mean, they're chilling for the rest of the half, I'd like to think. Again, one of those situations where they've got 2 to 3 buys and a boatload of momentum to go with it. I mean, now at this point, at least Lumi has got a sniper back out. Maybe they can exert a little bit more pressure in middle, but I think Emmy has been calling a fantastic game right now. Learning when he wants to go for those A-main contact plays and when to aggress in the lane. And this time around, Dragon has been doing so much work in middle. To go 1-for-1 is fantastic, and he stalls just long enough for Collins to go charging in through shelf. All of a sudden, Sweden again in a man disadvantage, again with very little utility, and have to just kind of scratch their head and think of a solution as quickly as possible, because Serbia are running away with this one, Neo.
They are, man. The thing is with Serbia, they're actually playing this quite like a pug, and it's working. Like, this is sort of, you know, the calls themselves are actually relatively simple.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just because when you've got players who are consistently hitting shots, I mean, Dragon, even though he's sort of level in terms of his KD, he's actually just really, really relentlessly aggressive. The spacing has been excellent. Kindo continues to be an absolute menace. And it's a lovely another shot from him. 1v3, Lumi, I want to say save, but he may as well have a look in.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of have no choice. Serbia call a freeze here just to see if they can maybe get a little bit of contact. Collins nearly finds it. Oh, there's the shoulder peek.
It's close.
Very lucky to be alive there.
Well, now we just go B, right?
Yeah, surely. And then you've even got Emmy cutting off the rotation if he wants to go for it. This is crazy that he was willing to go into spawn, but either way, it won't be punished. And Serbia should get this 7th. Nice and easy.
I wonder whether Lumi even remotely has a look in Red Room. Like, obviously, the idea is you don't want to go anywhere near there.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to bother at this point,
The
right?
thing is with like how CS2 is these days and the way in which is sort of saving has changed, we now kind of call it proactive saving because you always want to stay on the move, right? So I wonder whether, yeah, as you can see now, he's moving around because you never want to be in that weird spot where you're caught off guard or you're caught with your pants on your ankles. Hence why he's keeping things going, but yeah, he was getting suffocated in. Whether it was Emmy who's going to find him there, even if he didn't, Collins would have come through from main, so it wouldn't have made a difference. That is 5 rounds in a row and 7 out of the last 8. This is very quickly already getting very problematic.
I think the damage has already been done. 7 rounds on this T side is not too bad, and it's a Furia buy, but it's so late that it's not even a good one.
I love a Furia by round 2 or 3, maybe not round 9.
And that really just shows you the situation that's at hand right now.
Yeah. If this was like a 2-1 scoreline to Serbia, I'm all for this for Sweden, but 7-1's a different kettle of fish.
Collins has gotten up shelf so many times at this point to make sure that they've got mid control, and Sweden try to switch things up, going aggressive in A main, but Collins, or Dragon rather, spots it. So every little opening move so far for Sweden not necessarily working. They've got 3 players stuck with fire at their feet all across. Somehow they all live to tell the tale. I say somehow, and now finally one falls.
You kind of jinxed it there for a second.
Yeah, of course.
The classic. I actually made sure not to jinx anybody. I didn't speak to any of the teams outside. I didn't want to be held accountable because, actually, no, in all fairness, I went to BTN and they won, so.
They did, yeah, you're right.
So the curse actually broken there.
BTN really fighting against all odds.
Yeah, fighting against, like,
uh,
the devil himself, i.e. me. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you know you're a good IGL. You're out calling the curse of Counter-Strike. Like, that is credit to him. Milo, yeah, no looking. I mean, part of me already wants to say this might be done.
I know.
I mean,
I have not heard a peep out of these players on Sweden. I think Abdi has gone silent too, and that's like even more worrying, considering how important he was, you know? And for me, at this point, I don't think Emmy can make a wrong call because every individual is digging him out regardless, especially Kindo.
Dragon boosted up over towards elbow. And do you know what as well? For Serbia, they are so consistently given all of shelf control. Obviously, he's in a lot of trouble. Molotov at his toes now. He's just going to burn. Even if he jumps to the right, he should die. No, he doesn't. The nade banking round, yeah, that'll do it. What do you even do there? Like, you literally can't do anything. The one thing you got to say in hindsight is that Popsy shouldn't even be pushing there because he's actually not got the right spawn for it.
Yeah, or you should ask for a second player maybe to help double peek, like kind of how Shine did there.
There's a second and third player.
Yeah, it took a little bit of
late.
time, but we got the job done eventually. 4v4 now, and Serbia puts the pressure.
The one thing that worries me, actually, we've always seen this map, for Sweden, everything's reactive, none of it's proactive. And that's actually where they're always just 2 or 3 steps behind.
The thing is, previous iteration of this lineup was very proactive. Like,
yeah,
they
exactly.
were very in
that's
your
what,
face.
That's why they were so fun to watch when they were like upsetting Falcons and stuff, because they were like doing things that were considered dumb at tier 1, but it was actually just genius. But how much of that do you have to akin to, you know, like ZTR's calling, for example?
Oh, on the switch up from Shine as he runs out of bullets, it gets punished. But Lumi's there to make sure they can't get out into A, and he'll capitalize on the Kindo as well. And now you start to hear a little bit more out of him, finally.
Yeah. Just a little nice, you know.
Yeah, something to get it started.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than nothing, right? If we can get an 8-4, it's workable. It's not impossible.
On Ancient these days, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah. 9-3, that starts to get to the realms of being a little dicey, let's say. Again,
Pistol or GG type situation.
Not impossible, just sort of highly, highly improbable is probably the way we'll lean there. But yeah, you're right. It's just, I mean, even with 8-4, it kind of feels like Pistol or GG to a degree, right?
Yeah.
Just mainly for kind of the confidence and mental state.
3 players looking to aggress down elbow, but 2 Molotovs dissuade them from that idea. I think they're still stuck to it, still married to it, and just give them a little bit of time and they'll go, but they all eat a nade. And Collins, if he can get one before he goes down, that'd be fantastic, and he absolutely gets one.
Oh. Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, see ya.
He didn't actually know there, but the best thing he could have done was actually swing because of how blind Shine was.
That's
Both
true.
of them in ramp were full white. And they were full white for like a solid 6 seconds. But yeah, not to be. Shine's 1 HP. Nilo's not exactly healthy. So still very much a chance here for the 3 remaining Serbian players who've all got full bars of HP and full belts of util as well. But it looks like they want to go for this classic partisan play of contact, and contact is successful for 1. Not for the second. Molotov, Adam needs to be careful. Flames on both sides, he's down to 9 points of HP. Barely even double digits between 2 of them. The flash doesn't go deep enough. But Kindo, probably his first big mistake, and Dragon thrust into 1 versus 3. Now turn 1v2, Shine is barely alive. Might still be a chance. No kit to work with. Time ticking. Pressure on as they start to move their way forward. Dragon starts to try and isolate angles. He's open to it. Spots one. Looks for the second. He's got to realize he's also in short. But Lumi bails them out of a bad spot. Oh, and gives Sweden just a bit of success to work off.
I mean, it's genuinely Kindo hits that shot, the round's over, and you don't have any look in. But
How did he
Shine
miss
doesn't.
it?
Huh?
How did he miss
I
it?
know, right? It was one bullet.
Yeah.
It was basically one bullet.
So Adam's got like 9 points of HP?
Yeah. You know, I have to
It's
give
harder
credit.
to miss than to hit.
Yeah, no, I know. It looks like you actively have to like move
Yeah.
the mouse away. I have to give credit to Shine there on 1 HP, not playing any bit selfish at all.
Yeah.
Just sending himself to the wolves and
Yeah.
giving Lumi an easy trade.
Yeah, it's the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
Basically, just be the human flashbang because you want to drag that spray control a little bit off kilter. Here's what happens. Towards mid, Molly over towards Shelf, but one gets out in front of it. Yeah, that's the Dilo comes alive, but because he ticked in the monitor, they knew he was there. Oh, let's be careful here, Adam. They're spamming the smoke that he lurks in. The nade breaks it open, and an AK trying to tap away. He'll get there in the end. Oh my God, a little bit of a messy fight. And Collins needs to be careful himself because he can't afford to take any sort of damage.
5v3 instantaneously now, and mid-control established. Dragon near red room. You've got an A main lurk as well. You've got so many options here if you're Serbia. And Sweden have absolutely nothing to do but just let the play come to them.
Yeah. Under a minute now. We still got so much util over towards Serbia, and the same can't really be said for Sweden. We've got just enough to facilitate a retake. 1 molly, 1 smoke, 1 flash, and 1 kit in the back pocket of Plopsky. He's got to lead them out of a dark spot here. This could be that 9-3 that we were incredibly worried about. Spam, close but no cigar, and it will sort of give away the idea of where they're trying to head. A smoke comes down. Collins, who's low, who's trying to be that man to make the difference, as Shine did in that last round. Dying for the cause, as they say, hey, we're walking into each other, we walk past each other. Oh my God. Look at the information Collins is getting.
Yeah, he's going to think that and say that the B bomb site's open potentially, but they're still going to get the plant, and now Collins can be a late lurk at the very least. Emmy's dealt with Plopsky, and now surely, even if Shine finds a kill on this site proper, there's no way he can win this round. It doesn't even have to come into fruition. 9 rounds found for Serbia at the end of the day. They are now just 4 rounds away from medaling here at IESF.
Yeah, exactly. And getting, what, $15,000 more? I mean, it is a
Cool bit of cash.
sizable chunk of change. You know, I went to Serbia start of this year. It's Belgrade.
That amount of money would do a lot.
Beers were like about $1. So
Yeah. Couple of vendors
1
on the
million
cards.
beers right now, please. We'll be going back to Belgrade as well for the HCV Awards again in January.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Going to be with all the boys. Trav, Scriv, Alan's going to come as well.
Yay.
I think we're going to get an Airbnb, all of us, on the river, floating
That sounds
house.
lovely.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good. It's always good as well, just kind of, you know, for a rarity, dress up.
It's always fun. I mean, the amount of confidence that a suit can give you,
Yeah,
truly nice.
that's swagger right there. Adam B. Oh, drive by, but Kindo still gets a kill on the fadeaway. That was so quick, I didn't even realize he got it. And Emmy, his flank is huge because he drops the bomb. Oh no, last man. Lumi's been pulled into clutch situations before, and he's done pretty well before as well. Now he knows where the last is. Emmy doesn't have armor. He does have a smoke. And he also has the better gun at range, but there's something about all players on pistols. Oh, Emmy! Big from him. It felt like pistol or bust for Sweden, and they don't get it. And in a nail-biter of a 1 versus 1, well, Sweden bit off more than they could shoot.
They both didn't have armor.
Yeah.
That was the craziest part. I mean, you don't get 1v1s like that all too often. And somehow, Emmy pulls it off. And that should be it,
Yeah.
I think, genuinely. I mean, I hate as a caster to call things like that, but that's just a matter of the situation.
Should I get the stats thing up again?
Yeah, well, so far it doesn't really look like anything's going to change. Force by starts with Adam B falling 2 and 12 here, Neil.
Yeah.
2 and 12.
It's a shame because he's actually been one of the more consistent, better players over
Yeah.
towards Sweden all throughout this tournament. And I really like Adam B as a player.
That
For
tells
me,
the big story, right,
yeah.
of Sweden at this tournament.
Absolutely. I think it's spot on. It's really just been, unfortunately, a real kind of poor day out into map number 3. All right, 10 to 3. What percentage do you think that they have to turn it back on their head, Sweden?
I'll go 3%.
Double it. 6.
That's so awful.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But actually, weird enough, more than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the reason why I went 3 is because last time we did this,
It was like 2 or whatever.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
2. Yeah.
But I think it's probably just because of how T-sided Ancients become.
Yeah. What was the map we did it before? Nuke, maybe?
Yes, I think so. And that was like a 9-3 as well, maybe.
Yeah. Something.
That was a 9-3 T-side. That was what it was. 9-3 T-side on Nuke. So yeah. Can Sweden be part of the 6%? Not looking too good so far. And it gets worse.
Has
When
it
we
dropped
get-
down to like 3 now?
11 to 3. Yikes. According to HLTV, in terms of their map stats, an 11 to 3 has never happened.
Wow.
0, but it's never
0%.
happened. Yeah.
Okay. Let's witness history, Neo. Up on your feet.
Yikes. Never happened in the history of Counter-Strike on HLTV. According to the map matrix thing I'm looking at, 0%.
I'm so excited to witness history is all I'm going to say.
I
believe.
I'm so excited for this be 13-3 in a moment because it's not going to happen.
It's like that taco story, or is that
Oh
Fallen
yeah,
story?
where what was it? We were like,
if you want to show them how good we are,
Yeah, we do it
we
now.
have to beat them 50. We have to come down from this 15-3. What was the score?
16-4. And then there's the other iconic one. We have 5 fingers on one hand.
Hey, but they actually won that.
They won that one. Yeah, exactly. That was iconic and it worked.
Yeah, don't sleep on shocks.
11-3. According to what I'm looking at on HLTV, never happened. Will this change? Choiv says no. He gets knee low. It's a 180 there. Kindo, only good enough for one, running out of ammo. Plopsky's low. The 180's the back and forth of maybe giving a bit of a chance here towards Lumi. The Eagles got 2 hit. They just don't have the numbers. And this feels like it's probably done and dusted. Adam actually takes his headphones off. Not done just yet, mate, but I'm telling you, it feels like it. And I think it definitely feels like it by the vibes over towards Sweden. It is, you can hear a pin drop over on that team.
Can we do -%? Is that a thing we
Feels
can do?
like it.
Oh, every clutch, every equal situation has gone Serbia's way 100% of the time. And, you know, I really did feel as whoever came on top on Inferno would just win. I mean, obviously, like, if Sweden won, the game is over. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, the mental aspect of how tough that was.
Yeah.
Really, I think, kicked Serbia into another gear.
Absolutely. 1-for-1 trades. As Emi shuts down that cave presence, then overfaces himself. Kindo had to go for 2 and he can't. And then Choiv also gets traded, so maybe a chance, potentially for Sweden, to keep the dream alive. Run back they've got to pull off is something short of legendary. I'm not going to discount Dragon here. He's got a flash, he's got a kit, he's got full armor and a kit and full HP, so definitely not going to ride him off in this one. And I was going to say he may as well give it a go, but he seems like he's
Well, now he's
toying with the idea a little bit. Now he starts to make a move forward. He does still have time to go for this, and a lot of angles to clear and not a lot of that time. He's 30% on that bomb. He's got to make a move. There's that smoke coming down, though. There's that first kill. He's got a kit. Just stick it. He might be able to do this. Can't find it, though.
He's missed it.
Ah, he couldn't find the bomb. That is the painful way for that round to fall flat, but Sweden will stay alive for a brief moment. Still, more needed to be done.
So would you say 12-4 is also 0%?
Well, yeah, I think it's just like from 11.
From then on,
from
it's just like anything.
I think that's how the matrix works. Where are we at? Oh, there's not even 12-4 on here.
That's so odd.
Yeah, look, 11 to 3, 0%.
Damn.
Why is it not 12 on the T side bit? I don't know. But either
Well,
way,
then it's got to be 0%.
Yeah, it's gotta be
then
0%.
surely,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Serbia's taking a timeout now, which I don't even know if it's necessary. Honestly, I would just save here, but I guess they're thinking, you know, we killed everyone on Sweden in the round previous.
Yeah.
Their money's still a little shaky. Maybe we can just get it here.
This
and
is
just get it
the
over with.
definition of a confidence buy. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
Why not?
we
right?
are all over them here. Why
Right,
not?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like Choiven towards the 5-7, you kind of still back him a little bit. He hasn't done like a hell of a lot, but he's still at his moment. That previous one in towards elbow, for example. Kindo has an absolute blinder of a map here, 23-10. We're going 4 out early over towards B. That doesn't seem to be where the bomb is heading.
Yeah, they were kind of anticipating another pacey play there, but once that fails, I would like to rejig the setup as soon as possible, but they're sticking to their guns straight away, and that gives some room for Nilo to slink through into the red room. And at a minute 19, that power position is definitely going to cause some concern. And a Shine spots quite a few players in front of Jag. That's when Nilo can start moving. He's starting to find a little bit more space, but Dragon has sussed him out. He's whittled him down to 16, but he's also taken significant damage, and he'll get the hell out of dodge.
Yeah, now a foot race as well. Back over towards his A site. Dragon's got a good position, but he's so low, and Collins isn't exactly much better. So bomb will go down. And there's a world in actually where, especially those two rifles of Kindo and Collins, they might actually just save it, or even maybe all of them might just save it. They haven't got a kit.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it was all in, right?
Yeah,
so
just reuse this buy towards the next round, give it another go.
Yeah,
You've got
and then
so many rounds spare.
if that fails, then you've got a full buy in the next, and
Yeah.
then by then you've got max loss going, and you know, yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
Exactly, exactly. This is one of those rare rounds which I've been told it's called a unicorn round. Where no one dies.
Unicorn
Yeah.
round.
I
One of
remember
my
that was done on some weird social media post where it got flamed for that. But that is the one that stuck, I think.
No, yeah,
It is,
it's been
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Unicorn round. So, one of the rare unicorn rounds. No one dies, and Sweden won't get a fifth. But like we said, Serbia just reuses buy-in towards the next round.
No!
Oh, Dragon, man. The bomb rating is so big. But, not so much of a unicorn. Also just annoying because it's one less MP9.
Yeah.
And then also we now can't buy. And then now we get a tech pause too.
Classic.
Classic. Who? I don't even know who it is.
Our detective has failed.
Well, the normal sort of thing that is a bit of a gimme is like any sort of admin. Does not.
Yeah.
So, oh, there you go. No, it's Kindo. Okay.
Ah, there's your answer. You couldn't spot him, could you?
Yeah, he sat behind the monitor. So it's Kindo.
Okay.
But a quick one, whatever it was. Maybe like packet loss or something. Something simple. Either way, 12-5. I feel like we're already kind of posturing for the end show here of this.
Yeah,
rest
yeah,
of
we
the-
kind
you
of
know what I
are.
mean?
We
Like,
kind of are, right? I mean, it'd be genuinely insane if
it'd
this
be
was
dishonest of
really
us
come back.
to say that we believe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I do not believe. This
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
happening. It is statistically never happened. So I don't believe. Oh, beats 15. Dragon
Oh my
has
God.
given them a chance here because Shine or Fall. The best thing Dragon can do is just go and get that gun. Go in the smoke. Oh, he gets it. He gets the
Oh,
Mac 10. And he
got
gets a
a
dink
dink.
as well towards Plopsky. Oh, surely not losing a round in this sort of fashion. Where it's basically a PT-50 that is damage, assists on a kill, and then gets a dink on towards Plopsky. And actually quite a lot of information to work with as well.
Yeah, so they know that there's at least that lane presence, so they can't have the map necessarily. Actually, they can. Emmy's pushed all the way through A main, and that's given the suggestion that, well, look, Sweden only has one route in, B, but they have to also account for the fact that they've lost mid, so
Yeah.
A split is a possibility too.
The one thing that worries me is actually the fact that Troy was actually completely giving up red rooms. They can actually split in donut and red room and converge on the A site.
Well, they're just
And I
gonna
know
commit to
Emmy's
B,
position's
man.
really strong, but yeah, they're going towards the stack here. Got a rifle to work with. Two of them, in fact. And two slightly off angles. Plopsy's going to be the first in, and the first to die with ease, right? At no HP. That one's an easy one. The trade is good. Collins even going 1-for-1. They gives themselves a bit of a chance. Bomb goes down. An MP9 and a 5-7. Not exactly impossible in this situation. 5-7 of Choi spotted. A cave player and a ramp player, and it's all about buying time here, Choi. He's trying to sell this ruse to give Emmy a better space as he creeps his way forward, but Lumi's holding for him. He turns his head at the worst possible time, and that'll cost him his life, and leaves it all down to Nilo, a hero for this side, time and time again, and called once again here. Spam not good enough. The first is great, but the second is not. Serbia, a mammoth map 3, 13-5. They take down Sweden, and they gain themselves a lovely little bronze medal.
They went through like 4 tech timeouts, multiple comebacks on Inferno, and ever since then, they look like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
Serbia looked dominant across Ancient, and it was just a matter of time before they put pen to paper, before they claim that 3rd place prize, and they get a little bit of a cash injection to write home about moving home.
Yeah, do you know what? Credit to them as well. This is a Serbian side who have played multiple IESF events, and they've always made playoffs, but they never made deep runs in playoffs. They had a top 4 finish last year, but they got eliminated to Sweden, 2-0.
Yeah.
So this is 2 sides who have back-to-back got revenge over them. It was Romania earlier today, of course.